Yo, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of the Rich at Heart podcast. We're doing it at the fucking Chateau La Rude, is what I call it. You're probably gonna hear
Chateau La Rocha.
Chateau La Rocha. You're probably gonna hear my kids in the background, so it's all good. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, please. We appreciate it very much.
And follow us.
And follow us. Each of us.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm happy to welcome back my fucking dog, my road dog, for real, Mr. Valentino, the first guest ever on Rich at Heart podcast, Valentino Paul Warren. What's up, bro?
Thank you. It's good. How many podcasts have we shot?
This is the 29.
29.
Yes.
So it took me 28 podcasts.
It took you 28 podcasts to come back.
I'm glad
29.
to see the growth, man. I'm glad
Did he
to be
mean
back.
like we as in like we or like as in you?
As a group. As a total group.
As a total group.
As a collective?
You know? As a collective.
Yep. And of course, we got the beautiful co-host, Sade Jones is here. How you doing today?
Hi. I'm just happy to be here with Valentino.
Yeah, I've been seeing her in all the podcasts. I'm like, I need to make an adjustment.
I need to come back.
She's
We're
taking all
glad
the
you're
juice.
back.
She is
Taking all the juice. And that's what we talked about in all the other podcasts. I told you on the very first podcast that a nice female voice.
You did say
A
that.
nice womanly voice would be nice for the podcast, and you found the perfect one.
The perfect one.
You feel like my voice is womanly?
Well, you're a woman.
You're a woman.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's all that matters, even if you had a man's voice.
The fact that you are a woman.
Yeah.
The fact that you are a woman.
What did I tell you? I sounded like a chipmunk, like
A nasally chipmunk,
Yeah,
which is
nasally
untrue.
chipmunk.
Please in the comments say that's untrue.
That's
Like,
untrue.
put her at ease.
Okay, I mean it's fine. It is what it is. Happy to be back.
Of course, and we're happy to have you. Happy to go forward with you.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy. I'm really happy my brother's here. My fucking bro. Known each other for half our lives now.
Yeah.
Because when I met you, I was 15.
Freshman.
Yeah.
Freshman. That was ninth grade.
Yep.
And then we had all of our classes in the freshman
We're-
center. I don't know what you call it.
The core class, whatever.
Core classes for freshmen, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I seen you in our math class.
Yeah. That's where we
Mr.
first
Barrett.
linked up. Yeah, Mr.
Oh,
Barrett.
Mr. Barrett.
Yeah, Mr. Barrett.
Okay.
So, you know,
okay.
and in high school, it was all, in Ogden, you know, we have basically two middle schools that go to Ben Lomond.
Yeah.
Which is Highland and Mount Fort.
Right. Which
So,
me and Sade went to
You
Highland.
two went to Highland. I went to Mount Fort. And then basically
You
those
were
two
the
groups-
ghetto kids.
They
They were the hella ghetto
That's
kids.
a nice area.
No, Central was the ghetto kids. But they
Central.
went-
Oh, yeah, Central.
went to-
That's why they went to Ogden High. That's why they went to Ogden High.
Yeah. So
Don't come at us.
And I've noticed, like, I don't really know many people from Ogden High.
No.
But the people I do, you know, they seem all right, but they
Yeah.
just don't have that same vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Bro, you know what? Ben Lomond was a vibe when we went. It was a whole fucking vibe. Like, we literally had our own slang. You know what I mean? We had our own way of, like, talking and communicating with one another. It was a vibe.
I feel like it was good because like it wasn't cliquey.
Yeah.
Like right?
Everybody
like,
meshed well.
everybody like kicked it with everybody. Like there wasn't necessarily
diverse.
except for the fucking basketball players.
Well, honestly, in
They
high
were-
school,
they were dumb.
you say that, but honestly, in high school, I did have, you know, when I would hang out with, like, white friends or people like that, people were like, what are you doing?
Wait, what are you doing?
But,
Oh, you know
they
what?
have that mindset.
Yeah,
but it was just another
That's
way
true.
of thinking. It was the minority saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" But it's cool. We're all cool with each other.
We were all cool with each other.
There's always
I
gonna be
think-
people who have that mindset.
I think it comes down to the fact that we did come from those two different schools, right? Like Mount Fort was where all the minorities were at for the most part, right? It was
Yeah.
very Hispanic. There was, black kids there and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like Highland, bro, was those Hispanics, but it was mostly like, dominated white.
Really.
So then when we went to Ben Lomond and we all kind of meshed together, the Hispanics at Highland and the one single black girl.
The one.
She was the only black girl.
Maybe not, but she was pretty much the.
There's a
Come on,
couple
let's-
more.
Yeah, let's acknowledge them.
They're
They're out
who
there.
were they?
Camille Blacken.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, Camille Blacken and
She
her
was light.
sister Christina.
Christina.
Yeah, but she was a grade above us. So,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much, unless I'm forgetting. So that's pretty much it.
No, Christina Blacken, she's doing like crazy.
Oh, yeah,
good
she's
things,
doing
like,
crazy good-
She's
hey.
like, she went to Cornell, like
Yeah.
she was in New York, like she's doing, like she got the fuck out of here.
Got the fuck out of here, living
Yeah.
a whole life outside of here.
But can we talk about for a second why like LCA was there all the time?
Oh my god.
That's why you like.
That's
Warren.
That's how I
People
got
don't
hooked
know
up with
what
her.
LCA. What is that?
Oh, Leighton Christian Academy. We have
There
a
you
Christian
go.
Academy here.
Okay.
But like all the kids from LCA were always like at our school because they couldn't do
Always.
shit because it was Christian.
Yeah.
So they couldn't. They didn't have dances and stuff. Like the
So they
stomps-
came to our shit.
Yeah, like our stomps were lit. The proms, homecomings.
A lot of our people, like, I never abandoned Ben Loma, but there was a lot of people in school who did, who would go to Ogden High after
Yeah.
one year.
Right.
Or they went to Lane Christian Academy, whether it was for basketball
Or
or just
whatever.
trying to meet other people. But I was loyal to my school. I was loyal to the people in my school, you know?
Yep.
You were a fucking
so-
Scot
Yeah.
Through and through.
through and
Through and
through.
through. And I think that's the cool thing about living in Ogden is that you don't really get to experience what other people outside of the city do.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
We're it's like we're living in a city that's very diverse for being in Utah.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, other than like Kearns and West Valley, I think it's for sure
Yeah.
the most integrated, I guess, right? Like city in all of Utah. Because if you go to like fucking Cottonwood Heights or Salt Lake Valley in general, like it's white. bro.
Saratoga
Yeah,
Springs.
Saratoga. It's just white.
Yeah,
Provo.
Provo.
Wow, Provo's just. You literally everybody's blonde in Provo.
Yeah, Logan. I went to school.
Yeah.
Logan's a whole nother
Why'd
city.
you go there?
Because it has a school.
Because it has a school.
You didn't have to go there.
Yeah, so I went to Utah State and Logan, but
Oh,
when you
okay.
go there, it's like, okay.
Oh, okay, college.
Yeah, we're in another city.
Okay.
That,
Cache Valley.
you know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Cache Valley.
And it's so close to Idaho.
Right.
So it's a different
Just
type of community,
straight up.
different type of culture.
Yeah.
Nigga, I don't even go to Brigham.
That's too
I don't
far
venture
outside
out
the
to
scope.
Brigham.
But why?
Corinne. Why?
Yeah.
What you mean why?
Yeah, I want to know why.
You haven't been there?
Bro, the vibe is different though.
I've
It's
been
hella
there,
different.
but what makes you not feel comfortable there? Or I should say comfortable.
You're trying to set me up for some shit. But like,
It's just different.
You know why.
I'll
Before they came
co-sign.
in, Tell them what happened before you guys came in. It was at in a truck
Oh.
outside. Now that's here.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
comfortable as hell.
Mhm.
Bro, like, hey, we're right here in Roy, fucking Utah.
This is Roy,
right?
Utah.
This is Roy, Utah. We're at right
10
now.
minutes away from
they
Ogden.
call it they call it Rogden.
Yeah, Rogden.
Rogden.
Because it's so close.
I didn't know that.
So anyways, we
She's
had to
a
go.
bro.
We had to go to this rehearsal for our best friend's wedding, which we're gonna be in tomorrow.
Great movie.
Shout out,
To
Shout
Miss
out
you, bro.
Adam.
Shout out Adam. We miss
Adam?
you. Yeah.
Is he married?
Tomorrow.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were at the
Congrats.
rehearsal.
Mhm.
We come back. Me and Paul come back, and there's some dudes outside of my house over here, fucking waving a
Big pickup
"Don't
truck.
tread on me" in a pickup
Big
truck.
white pickup truck.
Don't tread on me flag. Big as fuck.
Don't tread on me.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
and we're sitting there chilling, and me and Paul are talking, and we don't. I mean, we were talking about other shit.
I honestly said hi to the guys. They really didn't
Say
mention
shit.
nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm just some nice guys.
Yeah.
That just wanted to say hi.
They
But
didn't say
they
nothing.
just looked at me and just
Yeah.
was quiet.
And then then when they're pulling off, I don't know what the fuck it says, yee yee or some shit, and they fucking
Yeah, they might as well
they
say,
fucking
yeah.
skirted off.
Can we say that in the podcast?
Did you
It's
watch the
our
last
channel.
episode?
I did. I watched it. Did you?
I mean, yeah. Okay.
But
Okay.
it was crazy because like I don't know,
Alright, you
it's diverse. It's diverse here, but you still have those pockets of those, supremacist
Yeah,
stuff in
yeah,
this
yeah.
place.
And,
Supremacists. That's a
mhm. And that's why I know it's like if you're gonna have police officers in Utah, they're mostly gonna be Mormon,
Yeah.
and they're gonna base
Yeah.
their policing off those Mormon ideologies. You know,
Yeah.
of like, oh, I've grown up in the church. I want people
Right.
to act the right way. When I'm
Bro,
policing,
did
know?
you? So
I would have to go ahead.
I was gonna say, so that show I was telling you about, right? The Under the Banner of Heaven. Have you seen that show yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's on Hulu. I recommend people go watch that shit. It's crazy. But that
I
was about-
watched Keep Sweet and Obey.
Oh
shit
yeah, that was crazy too.
Anyway,
That same shit.
you watch
but
that, Rome?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
the Under the Banner of Heaven. It takes place in Utah. It's about a Mormon family, like a really like prestigious, right? Mormon family that the older brothers turn to fundamental LDS, and
FLDS.
they end up getting crazy into it, and they end up like believing in blood atonement, and they kill one of the sister-in-laws. So crazy shit's going on, right?
Spoilers.
I'll
say.
but you see the first episode. The first episode they literally
Okay.
go into it. But anyways,
Okay.
so with that being said, it's like in that film, that show, they kind of show like, hey, you have to be of the faith to really like basically have like a say in the communities out here, right? And if you're not of the faith, they look at you a certain way. Like at one point in time, the guy, because they had a Native American guy who was on the case, he goes to their compound and he starts like investigating them. He's a fucking detective, right? He's investigating. And the guy says, well, no wonder they sent a Lamanite over here. Murder's comfortable with you guys, isn't it? And he's like, and the guy's not Mormon, so he's like, what the fuck are they talking about? But in Mormon theology, the Nephites are the white, pure-skinned Jews, Native Americans that are righteous. And then there's the Lamanites. The Lamanites are like what we would be. Even myself as a brown-skinned man, and you guys as African Americans, we were Lamanites. We're basically from the beginning of time cut off from the Father, Heavenly Father, because we didn't obey. Yeah, when because we didn't obey, we got dark skin.
Yeah,
is basically what they teach.
And that's why they didn't allow us to the church.
And so for a long time, if you think about this here in Utah,
we couldn't hold priesthoods.
Yeah, we couldn't hold the priesthood.
Right? It's not like we weren't allowed in the church. Like
that's the thing.
You were not allowed in the church until the 70s.
Right. Oh, okay.
So
I thought we couldn't be.
When I see black people in the church, that's why I'm like, okay.
I didn't have
I don't know if you know about the history of the church. Or maybe you're just numb to it.
Right.
You just don't care because it's a new age.
Right.
You know? Like if they're allowing me now.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. But I can never.
Bro, literally 10, 15 years after civil rights, they started letting people of color hold the priesthood. 10 to fucking 15 years after civil rights.
That's not including women.
That's not including women. Women can't hold the priesthood. Yeah, women can't hold the priesthood. That's a whole nother discussion though, because even Baptist preachers don't let women speak in church or be pastors. So
yeah, and you would think that we're supposed to just talk about God, including everyone.
Right.
It's like, but I don't understand that about religion as discluding. I went to a church in Austin. I went to a church in Austin.
Yeah.
If you expect yourself to go to church, you expect to get the word of God, right?
Right.
To leave church with a full heart.
Yeah,
Okay, I just learned something.
Right.
I feel like I'm leaving church knowing something about myself and how to improve myself forward.
Yeah.
But I went to a church in Austin, and it's in South Austin, and the preacher immediately said, "Hey, I love everyone here, but if there was transgenders in here, I don't know if I can allow them into my church."
What?
Not
into the church.
Yeah, and if you're a pastor, you would think that everybody would be allowed,
Yeah.
But he said, once he said that, I disconnected immediately.
That's crazy.
I stayed for the whole service. Because I didn't want to just dip up and leave,
you
know. I stayed, but I thought to myself, I was getting in my car, like, I could never disown a whole group of people. What if there was a transgender person who came there
and needed to hear the word?
Or something?
Yeah, and needed to hear the word.
Feel something like, hey, okay, I'm on the right path. And they hear that, you know. And that's what I think church should always be about bringing people together. It's about
bringing people to Jesus, right? Because Jesus never cast anybody out per se. I mean, he literally, if you think about it, getting all theological and shit, so Jesus literally went outside of Judea to go to the Philistines where he met the woman at the well. They were outside of the covenant, the Philistines. He went out of his way to go there to talk to her at the well and basically bring her into the fold, right? Even though she was an adulteress, she was like, "Oh, I have 5 husbands, or I have a husband." He goes, "That's not your husband." Jesus said, "That's not your husband. You have 5 husbands, and you should repent of that." But he didn't condemn her. He literally, and she was, and in the scripture she says, "Why are you, a Jew, talking to me, a Philistine? Don't you know that we're not a part of your covenant?" And he said, "I'm here to fulfill and bring everyone into the fold." Right? So when I hear about shit like that and preachers casting out people, Jesus wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
He would bring them into the fold and and he would,
and that's why they pass out those bracelets.
Them. Yeah.
WWJD.
Yeah. Convict them of their sin, baby.
Do?
Yep.
I hate
but people don't think like that.
They don't.
Every time I do something, I'm like, what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
I used to have that bracelet when I was 9 years old, and I would look at it and be like, WWJD. What would Jesus do? Yeah. But people don't think like that.
True. I got 2 questions. I'm not trying to be too funny, but like a serious question too. Alright, so were there transgenders back then?
Probably. Oh wait, I can answer that. No, I can answer that. Yeah. Go ahead. Go. Next question.
And then the second question: do you think, because maybe he was being honest in that moment? Because a lot of people, they're probably closed off and stuff too, right?
And how he grew up.
Yeah. Well, maybe hopefully in the future he gets the opportunity for a transgender or something to come into his life and change his mind, but he has no experience with them, or just like how people don't have experience with black people. Or whatever.
That's true.
So hopefully he just hasn't grown yet. But yeah, was there transgenders back then? Do you think it would have been? I don't know.
So at the time of Christ, it was the Greco-Roman Empire, right?
Yeah.
The Greeks, the Romans, they were heavily involved in homosexuality.
Yeah.
So that's where, if you were to look at old paintings and stuff of Nero and Caesar and stuff like that, they wore makeup. They wore makeup as men. Yeah, so there was transgenders.
But that was commonality.
That was commonality. It was part of their culture, right? But the Jews didn't believe in that.
Yeah.
But Jesus still came at that time and accepted it says in the scripture that he came to call not only Jew but Gentile. Gentile meaning the whole world.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. It didn't matter who you were. He was basically saying, okay, I had the covenant with the Jews for this amount of time, hundreds and hundreds of years, right? Now I'm coming to make a new covenant with the world. And the Jews at the time, the Pharisees and the Sadducees that were alive at that time, that were running the Sanhedrin, which was like the religious court at the time, they didn't accept that. They were like, what? We're not going to allow these people into the covenant. Like, God has a covenant with us, the chosen people, right? But Jesus said, no, I'm breaking that barrier and I'm bringing everyone in. No matter what, I came to call sinners, he said.
You know this episode, people are going to have to start Googling shit.
Hey, well,
I know
you know what?
they
It's good to stay educated.
Right?
It's good to stay educated.
I see what you're saying. But basically, you were asking if there was transgender back then.
And there was.
And it says,
Yes.
in 1917, Alan Hart, an American tuberculosis specialist,
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis. Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's what we need here.
She had to embarrass me on the podcast. Tuberculosis specialist became one of the first trans men to undergo a hysterectomy, and that treatment is now called gender dysphoria. So they call it, a person who's transgender, they think it's actually a mental illness.
I think
gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
Right.
But the people who have who are transgender, they believe that this is how I was supposed to be born.
Yeah. Who have the they believe this is how they're born. I got you. I get it.
No, yeah,
I'm picking it up.
they feel like they were born in the wrong body. And it is like gender dysphoria.
But
like
the scientists will tell you it is a mental disability.
Not
That's what
disability.
Scientists, gender dysphoria.
Dysphoria, but it's not. Dysphoria is different from disability.
Well,
disability meaning like that implies that you can't.
You're not able to.
You're not
able to change.
You're not
Disabled.
able, but you also can't control it.
And what does dysphoria mean?
That you see yourself in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, right?
Dysphoria is a state of unease or generalized dissatisfaction with life.
Yeah. So the question was...
Yeah. If you feel comfortable, that's like Dave Chappelle. He came on a thing and said, I feel Chinese.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Is that okay for me to say, like, I feel Chinese?
He talked about his
maybe the future.
transgender.
Yeah.
David's
It's crazy,
wild.
right?
It is crazy.
That's just a whole crazy. I'm not educated enough to talk about that.
But all I gotta say to church people is like, look, if they're members of your church, okay, you could talk to them, right, about the doctrines of your church, what your church practices. Don't go out of your fucking way to disown or discredit or put somebody down that doesn't belong to your church, because that's what's the problem right now, especially with like everything, right? The transgenderism, the transgender people. My bad.
He made it.
Transgender people. So transgender.
I haven't been here for 28 weeks, 28 shows, but it looks like she is actually the teacher.
People who are transgender, even the Roe v. Wade thing, okay?
Oh.
It's people going out of their way to people that aren't in their fold and trying to tell them how to live. That's not what Jesus did. That's not what the apostles did. If they're in your fold, they're going to your church and your church teaches against that, then you talk to the people in your church. Don't go outside and talk to regular ass people in the world and just try to govern their lives. People make their own choices. They have their own mind. It's up to the Holy Spirit to convict them if it's wrong or not. Okay? Boom! That's it.
I see what you're saying, but most of the people who are making the laws in politics in America are based off one religion.
And
Either
they're old as fuck.
Catholic,
Yeah.
Either they have old Catholic beliefs and an old belief system. Like, I'm very conservative. I believe, I don't believe in pro-life. I believe in, doing things the opposite way. So, it's either these people continue to progress or they die out.
So you think that's directly correlated to religious beliefs?
I think so.
Well, to an extent. So it's just the period of time that these lawmakers grew up in, right?
If we talk about these Supreme Court justices, they are there forever.
Yeah.
Like on some
There's no
Sandlot
term.
shit.
Yeah.
Forever. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my, Clarence Thomas is going
The Clarence Thomas guy, he just said
he's going
that
through
the
some
vaccine
shit.
is produced
Oh, the
from
guy with the
aborted
white
babies
wife.
too,
That the guy with the white wife that he said he wants to ban what's a bad homosexuality. Bitch, you into a whole ass white woman.
I don't know if he has I don't know if he has a white wife.
He
but-
does. Bitch is white as milk.
Okay.
And this is Rudy's life partner.
Yeah.
This is why we need to
This is
have
why
a
we need a
pod.
podcast.
But she's right. Yes. Got a whole ass.
And this is my baby girl.
Good Lord.
I don't know, Maya.
Just make an appearance. Come here, baby.
You're good. You're good.
Come here, baby.
Ashley's on the phone.
No, but you have to look here. Look here.
It's dark.
See right there?
Look in the camera.
Look at the camera, baby.
She's on FaceTime.
Look.
She's on
But who?
FaceTime.
Oh, shit. Say hi.
With
Say
her
hi to the
yaya.
camera. Oh, is that Miss Karen?
Yeah.
Miss Karen!
You might have to pause.
Miss Karen!
Let it roll, okay?
Just let it roll. Just let it roll.
We're doing the podcast right now. I'm at the house. Okay, wait. Oh, shit. Where did Miss
pressed
Karen
something.
go?
Do you have an iPhone? You need to X that.
No, oh, wait.
Oh.
Get your grandmama back.
She don't have
Back
an
to the room,
iPhone.
baby.
You press these 2 buttons right
Oh,
here and
shit.
it did.
That'll call the. Yeah, that'll do that. All right. So, anyways, where were we at?
So,
Clarence
yeah, so
Thomas.
it's like being traditional, like, you know,
Just
traditional values of being in the
yeah,
time.
old mindsets, right?
Yeah.
So these people on the Supreme Court justice, many of them have been there for so long, and there's no expiration date. There's no like term limit for them to serve.
Right.
There should be though,
It's lifetime
Right?
It
appointment.
should be, but it doesn't.
and it's ridiculous. There should be, because times change, people change, ideologies change, right? Like I don't even think if you were to look at like the second greatest civilization in the world, because America being the first, right? Debatable.
Powerful.
But if you look at Rome,
Yeah.
okay, if you look at Rome, right, they had a general assembly, a republic, right, of people who had Senate chairs and stuff like that. They had term limits. It wasn't an lifetime term appointment. But here it is. Why? Doesn't make any sense.
But what Rome just said, do you feel like America's powerful? But do you feel like we are? Like, not even just like now, but like over China, over the Soviet. Like, do you feel like we're more powerful? Like, we're more free?
We
but
are.
do you feel like we're more powerful? Because I don't.
We
what do you
are
think?
only because we spend most of our budget, which is taxpayer
In
dollars,
China.
on fighting. We spend it on
spend it on
military.
defense.
We spend it on defense,
But
which is not. I mean, I
Defense
get
of what though?
I think-
right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah, I
it.
get what you're
I
saying.
get it.
Yeah, defense
but
of what?
The American ideology,
But
the
I think
American
we're
way
more
of life.
powerful in the sense of freedom.
Yeah, that too. But
Because more
That's
Americans
it.
will be
Yeah.
willing to fight for their freedom.
but has that also made us
Mm-hmm.
weaker? Because the more freedom we have, the more decisions we make. And if you have a country like China where they have no decision, but everybody has to serve in the military, we have a option to not, right?
And I was
Now-
talking to
So it makes us weaker.
Yes, I had a
in
manager
sense.
who was Chinese. He said,
Yeah.
because there's so many people in China, over billions of people,
Yeah.
you can't just have people doing what they want.
Right.
It has to be a dictatorship.
Yep.
You have to tell people this is what you're doing.
So he's
this is what's
fucking
happening.
brainwashed. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's
You know what I
they
mean?
regulate
It has to-
pregnancies. Like,
You know, because people will get out of line.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to do what I want. But
Yeah.
you can't have that with that many people.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why they've had so many laws in China, like the one-child policy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, where they have to
what
really
drop balls?
control. Yeah. So they were restricting households from
Yeah.
to only have one child. And so if you had more than that, you would have to pay a fine or do something
So
of
crazy.
that nature, you know, because the
But you-
population
But with the preferred gender
was
was
Male.
males.
Yeah.
so he can
right?
carry on the family name.
Yeah, like so little girls, and what we're saying, like right now, what's happened with Roe v. Wade, like
Mhm.
we're as women, not even like minority women, like we're always under. I don't even want to say attack. Yeah, we're always under attack.
Mhm.
Like we're reverting. Like we have no rights. Like obviously, like China's like a different place, but that's what I'm saying. They're always regulating us in
Well,
our
statistic-
bodies.
Yeah, and statistically, black women have the lowest health care,
Yeah.
in America. When a black woman goes to the hospital, she's not going to receive the same kind of health care anyone else receives. So, when you really get deep down to it, why? Why is this Roe versus Wade thing happening? Why? What is the bigger picture?
I really think it's to have more. It's to have more white women have kids. I really do.
They've talked about
Yeah.
that on extensive things, because
Yeah.
a lot of like if you looked at
Okay.
the article, there's an article that shows you exactly how human beings will look.
Yeah.
40 years from now,
Right.
and everybody's almost looks like a light-skinned,
Yeah, that's the
mixed
thing.
baby.
Okay, this is the thing, right? This is what concerns me, right? Is that I feel like that they've done away with Roe v. Wade, in an attempt to get more white women to have more kids. Okay, because they're afraid
It's a bold statement.
that more
It's true, but
they're
it's a
afraid
bold
that
statement.
more white women are gonna have kids with brown men,
Yeah.
right? And
It's
so they
not
want
But
to have.
if you have more kids
if
with
you-
brown
but
men,
think about this too.
But
Think about
those
this too.
white women are still going to, like, no matter who they're having this kid with, if they don't want this
Right.
baby, they're going to get rid of it. Like,
Right.
there's, like,
that's what I was about to say.
but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter who you got.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if they
Go
don't
get
want
go
it,
get
they're
go
going
get
to
it.
figure out a way.
I'll knock
Like,
it.
there's women that are in that desperate of a situation. Like, I can't even, like, just, like, playing devil's advocate, I can't even put it on just white women. Like, they're not, like, yes, like, we know that they want to procreate with black men, like, whatever. But even, like, them, like, procreating with the wrong black man, like, because it's such a fucking thing. Like,
Just the wrong person.
just the wrong person, but they're
Let's talk about this in a general
Okay, fine. We're
way
just
of where
in general.
a woman may
Fine.
have a baby with anybody.
Fine, but they're thinking about it in a fucked up way because at the end of the day, they're still going to do what they need to do to terminate that pregnancy for whatever reason that they have. So like when I hear about like people feeling like it's like population control, and like we know that like by what did we say, the year 2020, like 2030 something, 35, like the majority of kids are going to look like my niece, your kids, Rudy's kids, like. And it's not anything bad.
Yeah, it's
is
not
it?
anything
Like,
bad, but-
y'all just all
to the
opt in.
higher powers that be, who are majority white, it's bad for them, right?
It's bad for them, and there
Supposedly, in
there-
their minds and their hearts or souls,
Yeah.
they don't want to be technically exterminated. They don't want, they
So-
want that pure bloodline or whatever it is, but that's what they want.
So
there are
basically,
actual
the
groups
storyline
who
is-
are like
So what we're trying to
dedicated.
say right now is that, let's just say we're building a conspiracy, right?
Sure.
So the conspiracy for us is what we're saying is that the Roe versus Wade is basically to have more white children, populate the earth, right?
Yeah.
But they're stupid because like if they have paid attention at all to the current climate, so the current
State of the
society.
Mhm.
White women do not want to procreate with white men.
Yeah.
So they're actually
But I
being
want you to tell me
counterproductive.
why where are you getting these? Where are you saying this? Why is that? Why?
What do you
Why are
mean,
white
why?
women are not wanting to procreate with white men? Where is these facts coming from? Where is this statement coming from? Who have you heard this from?
What are you talking
Well,
about?
I think what she
Because people are gonna ask like, why? Where?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
are we getting this?
I think because culturally, let's just say hip hop is,
I
is the
understand
most
what you're
Outside of
it's the
Utah.
most influential globally, right?
Mhm.
So let's say that's predominantly black, and influential.
Okay.
So it's like people are gonna gravitate towards what is.
I see what you're saying,
Popular.
but the only time I see white women procreating with black men is if they're a superstar.
No.
If
No.
they're a basketball player, I don't see white. I
I
don't
think-
see the top of the
I
line.
think it's a trickle down.
I'm
thing,
talking
too.
about wealth. I'm talking about wealth.
Okay.
If you have a white woman who was born in wealth, in a wealthy family, her father's not going to want her to marry down. Mostly people talk about marriage as a social contract between two people, you
Yeah.
know?
But how
But
many are wealthy compared to the majority?
Exactly.
We're talking about majority because the wealthy that's minority.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's.
But I don't see, like what you guys say, I don't see a lot of white women with like poor black men, is what I'm saying.
I see a lot of it.
I don't see that at all.
This is where I'm going with it.
Just gonna say
But
that.
okay, so let's just preface that Mr. Valentino has not been in Utah. He's been traveling all over the world, so he sees different things. However, you can't deny that you see white women wanting to procreate with black men because of what they want, the aesthetic
they want a
of
certain
they
look.
want a certain
Certain
look
look.
about their baby, right?
I understand that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what they're doing is they're picking and choosing. I guess like that's what I'm saying. But with this Roe versus Wade thing,
Mhm.
they think they're going to have one outcome, but they're actually making another one. Like because like white supremacy, like white people, they don't want to see what we just talked about is going to happen, right?
Mhm.
So they don't want to see in the year 2035 that the majority of the population is going
It's
to
biracial.
be biracial.
See, when I see it, I see
but
that white men
their white
controlling
women are
Mhm.
seeking out our black men, so now they can't even abort these damn babies with their black men if they wanted to. So they're being counterproductive in like their stance, like or what they're trying to do. It's population control and population.
It's pretty much eugenics.
But could you tell me?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right?
Could you tell me who the highest rate of abortions among women are? Is it
Yeah,
a
it's
certain
white.
race? Is it
white women.
White women.
60%.
It's all the birth dearth.
Unless you
Thank
listen
you.
to Kanye.
That's what I
And
wanted
it's
to hear.
white women.
Unless you listen to Kanye, who Kanye says it's black women, but I think Kanye is actually
No,
in cahoots with-
Margaret Sanger, the one who created Planned Parenthood,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
to exterminate like black people because
Yeah,
so
Exactly.
they created Planned Parenthood
for
to
that
prevent-
reason.
Yeah.
Just like you know that line.
Yeah.
You know
But it had
that
the
that's
opposite.
why you don't see no Planned Parenthoods in the hood.
In the
you know,
hood, yeah.
Because there's no. We're gonna keep creating, but that's what they say. You can see two people, like two poor people, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna just keep fucking and having
Having
babies,
kids.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they don't care.
Right.
They don't care if it brings them down.
Yeah.
But two level-headed individuals who may have had education or wealthy, they're like, hey, it's not time to have a baby.
Right.
Let's wait 5 to 8 years. It's
Yeah.
a plan, you know?
Right.
So it's almost, if you think about it that way, the Roe versus Wade thing, it's almost like let's stop people from having babies. Some people really believe let's stop having babies for people who are not ready to have babies, or let's not kill babies.
Right.
There's like a famous actress who just came out and said, "Ooh, love the Roe versus Wade ruling because we can stop killing babies. We can just have babies."
Right.
And it's two levels of thinking.
Yeah.
There's people
Okay,
who don't
so-
want murder,
Suicides,
right?
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as a woman, like we know, like there's stages of pregnancy, right? And so that's what the original Roe versus Wade legislation was about, ruling was about, was like, okay, it's based off of like the 14th Amendment, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the right to the autonomy to decide what happens with your body. That just like goes along with basic human rights, right? And so just depending on where that child was or where that child is in
In the
development,
development.
then we do get to decide. And like,
I think we should decide. But in Texas,
what do you mean we? or
all
like
of
you?
us.
Because we're women.
No, women.
Do
women.
you?
No, I mean, like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking for you.
Oh,
I don't care about my voice, but I think women should decide on their health.
but that's the
But
thing.
in Texas, you can't even abort a baby because you won't even know
Right.
if you're pregnant. Because
Yeah.
there's no heartbeat or nothing.
Right.
They tell you 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But you can't even detect if you're pregnant
Yeah,
at
if
that
you're
time.
pregnant or not.
So they're like, you're not
Yeah,
having
because
an
most
abortion
women,
at all.
some women don't even get the symptoms of being pregnant
Exactly,
until after
until
that
after.
period of time.
So it's basically
Yeah.
really telling you, hey, there's no abortions at all.
Right.
Plan B. People bought Plan B. There are people buying Plan B right
Yeah.
now, like stocking them. There's
Stocking
them.
3 per person. You can only get like.
But
3
then,
per
you know, again, too, like the man side, what men should do about this, right, is men should be more aware of their woman, right, and the women that they're messing with, women that they're sleeping with and stuff. They should take care more because ultimately it falls on the guy.
And that's what you just brought
Yeah.
up. They said
It
most
falls
on the guy.
They say
What
birth
falls on the
control.
If
most
well,
men will get
to an
vasectomies
extent,
now.
yeah, to an extent, like
Mhm.
if you get pregnant or not. You know what I mean? Because like a guy can use a condom. A
I
guy
think it's a mutual.
I think it's a mutual- I think
it's a
it's a-
mutual
I think it's a
situation.
mutual
Like
thing.
it
You know what
falls
I
on
mean?
the
'Cause if
man
I-
and it falls on the woman.
Yeah.
Like, are you
Are you
on
on birth
birth
control?
control?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you wearing a condom?
Like,
Right.
are
Most people
you like?
don't talk, especially young people.
It's true, young people don't
they'll
talk
just
about-
mess around with anybody
Yeah.
pretty much, and they don't talk about
And they don't talk about it. They just do it. Like, I mean, I've been there. Like, we've all been single, right? Especially in my young days and stuff. I'd hook up with somebody and I'd be like, I wouldn't just, oh, are you on birth control? You know what I mean? It would just be like, we'd hook up.
It wasn't a question.
I would use I'd use a condom or I wouldn't use a condom sometimes.
That's true, because
But I would, but I would try to look out for
But
myself.
you knew that in your heart what would happen.
I would
right?
try to look out for myself. But there's a lot of guys who don't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys
That's
who
why there's a
don't.
lot of guys who have multiple baby mamas. They don't think about that. They just don't.
They're not worried about that.
Yeah, they're like, whatever, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, and whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like men have to be more conscious of what they're doing. Men have to be more able to make better decisions and stuff like that. And I just think it really does come a lot of women have the ultimate decision, right? Which is why this whole Roe v. Wade thing is kind of fucked up because women should have control of their own bodies.
The overturning.
I think we
Yeah,
talked
the
about
overturning
this before.
it's fucked up because women should be able to decide what they do with their own bodies.
Okay,
You know
well,
what I
do you
mean?
guys think that the men who are involved also should have a say?
Yeah,
In
I do.
keeping
yes.
it or not?
Yes.
like that decision.
Yeah, you're-
it just depends on
I
the
say
situation.
unless you're going
Yes.
to take it
Yeah.
after I have it,
It's
like
just-
no.
Yeah, it just depends on the
that's
situation.
Not, yeah,
No,
like,
no,
You
no.
can at least
Yeah.
talk to your
You
partner.
have to talk to
and
somebody.
But
give
that's what
their
I'm saying,
opinion.
everybody's not a
Yeah,
partner.
They
Yeah.
have the ultimate say.
Exactly.
say.
like everybody's
So you
not
think
in
a
a
woman has a
partnership.
final say
Yeah,
on
the
it?
woman has the final say, but
So if a man had told if a man
you can
had
tell
told
her
another
what you
woman
want.
like I don't want to have this baby,
Yeah.
and she goes through with
she
it,
has-
that's fine, right?
That's her, yeah.
Okay.
But
No, it's fine, but she
the
has
guy, But the guy doesn't have to stick around.
Yeah,
obviously,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
She doesn't. She can ask him. He can say like no, whatever. But that's at that
It's ultimately a
point.
choice.
She's
Yeah.
taking that burden
Full
on,
responsibility.
and she. I'm not saying she can't be demanding or upset about it, but low key she can't
Yeah.
because like y'all had that conversation and you decided we don't want to do that. So like now I'm going to take on the full burden and the responsibility to do that. So like don't come
Right,
at me
right.
or don't come at homeboy like
Yeah.
with the McDonald's.
Oh, you know
Don't do
what?
that.
So going into that, you know about this, right?
Yeah, I
The,
think
the
so.
McDonald's mom,
Yeah.
right? The meme. Okay.
What is it?
You know what?
You haven't seen
No,
it?
I have. I just wanted
Okay.
to
Yeah, you know what?
explain it.
Okay.
I don't fault dude. I don't fault dude. I don't fault dude because those who haven't seen, which it's probably gone multi-viral by the time this comes out. Okay, there's a woman on TikTok who made a TikTok expressing her disgust, I guess, for one of her baby daddies. Okay, she has multiple baby daddies, buying his child McDonald's and not feeding the rest of her children.
Yeah.
Okay, so she goes on and she's like, "This, oh, that's fucked up. Whatever. Like this is not right. He should have got my other kids McDonald's." I'm in full agreement with the dude who bought his son, his child, his seed, food.
So he did what he was supposed to
He
do.
did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, but-
Bro, I'm only responsible for my seed.
Yeah.
Okay? If you go out and you have relations with multiple men, just like if I have relations with multiple women, I'm not gonna ask my woman to fucking take care of my kids.
But her own argument was like, you knew I had these kids before you got with me.
So where are the other
She had
dads?
After,
So where's the other dads?
Or she didn't make it seem like she had them before, but I think didn't she have some after?
No.
she-
The kid with the dad who brought the McDonald's
was the last one.
Oh, the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one. So
Yeah.
she had
Yeah.
3 other children
So if you have a young
before
child-
she got 4 by
I'm
whoever.
taking care of my fucking seed.
Like
But can we agree that okay?
Like, because I don't want to be influenced, but yeah, no, I see where she was coming from for sure, but like, yeah, it backfired on her though because like her she doesn't want to see her other kids not eat and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Then take your eyelashes off and you leave out and go buy my pizza.
Obviously, she could have done so. She could have cooked, right? Or she could have said, "Hey, bring that," or
Yeah.
I'll get him this. Or
Take
she,
him.
She could have planned,
Or
it, right?
take him to
But
McDonald's.
I see what her thought was, but it just didn't.
Yeah.
But
Take care.
she's all over social media,
Yeah.
so I can never even trust her.
And now she's getting roasted.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's
She's trying
She's
to
been
do it
discredited.
wrong when he seems like
Yes.
a good guy. Good
Exactly.
dad. Yeah.
He's bringing food for a kid.
Yeah.
The one dad that's doing it, why don't you blast the other dads to be
Yep.
like, hey,
Why-
the one
yeah.
guy's bringing the McDonald's, why didn't y'all bring the
But
McDonald's?
are they all gonna bring them at the same time? Like, that's not realistic.
It's not
It is though.
No, it's not
No, it
realistic.
is though.
Why
But
can't-
but
why
she's
can't they
blasting
have a
the dad
group
who's
chat?
doing the right thing, which is weird.
No, yeah, true.
Why can't
Have
they
a daddy group chat.
Yeah. Why can't they have a group chat?
A daddy group chat.
And just like I
Hey.
got McDonald's on Wednesday, you got Wendy's
That sounds
on
crazy.
Thursday.
That sounds crazy.
Like no.
Women are very more emotional
Oh
and
my
able to
God.
communicate like that, not men.
No.
Men have to talk,
It's gonna
they
be
want
like,
to
yeah,
fight.
we want to fight.
You know what I mean? They want.
Then we're trying to take over a territory. Like we're trying to mark our
Yeah,
territory.
exactly.
Like
That's
dogs.
why-
That's like a man saying like,
Yeah.
"This is my territory now."
No,
You're
y'all
You're
wildin'.
gonna bring these kids food? No.
Yeah.
Nigga,
I
that's
wish-
like less money out of your
I
pocket.
wish I would.
Like you don't have to pay for them kids to eat.
I wish I would
Like
fucking
thank you,
would.
bro. Like thank
Yeah.
you. Like I got you next
Appreciate
time.
you, bro.
I got
You
next.
the-
But look at
Maybe they have alternating
look at
paydays.
look at the reverse side of this, okay? If the man had multiple children with
men
different
live
women,
on a different
yeah,
standard.
okay, yeah. If the
A
man,
low one.
okay, let's say that man, let's say let's say that man, okay, had multiple baby mamas. He had his kids over for the night. One of the baby mamas brought McDonald's for her son. I guarantee most women, not all women, because you can't just generalize. Most women be like, "Oh, yes, queen, that's right. You're taking care of your kid. That motherfucker's a dog. He's the one that decided to have all these
Yeah.
kids.
Exactly.
So
Fuck
you
those
shouldn't
kids.
take care of his other kids. That's their mama's
Well, it's the
business."
same thing here, too.
But most women are taking her side and they're like,
Oh,
well, from what I see in the comments, men are roasting her, but a lot of women are like, oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up because, you know, you got to take the kids into consideration. Like, just because you two have beef, just because you two have beef doesn't mean you have to treat her other kids like that.
That was up to her to feed
sure
her
the
other
fuck
kids.
would.
made it a problem though.
Yeah.
She easily told him like, no,
Right.
I got other kids, or you know, let
Yeah,
me
take
put
him
some
out.
money into this, and you could get this too. Let me cash out you when he could.
But it's the thing about
Yeah,
being
she wanted
okay,
to-
yeah. It's the
She
thing
felt
about-
like
she
social media.
wants, she wants,
No,
yeah.
she felt like she was entitled to that.
Yeah.
She
Yep.
felt like
You're not entitled
that
to
just like
anything.
automatic, like you should already do that. No, bitch, like I didn't get you
Yeah.
pregnant 8 other
Those were
times.
the-
Like,
yeah,
Yep.
okay, cool.
no. So like for me, like for instance, like I told you guys about my dad, like my little brother.
Mhm.
So whatever, like my little brother came later in life, and my parents got divorced. And anyway, he had an affair on my mom, had my little brother, but my dad was always there for my little brother.
Yeah.
And maybe like the others didn't have the same support. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So like I like sat with that situation like a little bit different because like, you know, like over like having conversations with my like younger brother, he was like, yeah, that did like cause a little bit of conflict in the house because like my dad was there religiously on these days, on the weekends to get me, and maybe the others weren't. So like the others were looking at him like, okay, like, you know what I mean? So like I resonated on that, and I feel like I don't feel like on one hand I feel like yes, his obligation is his child.
Mhm.
However, these are kids.
Yeah.
Like these kids didn't ask to be brought into this world by her or the other baby's daddies. So why should he drop off food and have the other kids looking at him or looking at the the child like eating food, and they're like, "Mom, where's mine?" That's fucked up. And the kids didn't ask for that. Like, you know what I mean? And in the video, she was saying like, we've been together for X amount of time. Like, you knew I had the other kids.
And that's the part I understood.
And that's what I'm saying.
I resonated
I'm like,
with her at that time, but then it's like, if you knew you had those other kids,
Right.
you need to make sure that you are responsible enough to take care of that.
Yeah, this is what I
she
think.
wasn't.
was-
She wasn't because she's like, I get my
Yeah.
food stamps on the 7th.
Exactly.
This is what I think.
That killed everything.
This,
I did,
this is
but
what I
don't say
think.
that.
Hey, this is what I think that people aren't thinking about. Okay, what the fuck did she do to him that made him be like, "Fuck you, I'm taking care of my kid"? Because those are her kids, right? If they had a good working relationship, a good co-parenting relationship, he would probably be like, "Oh, you know what?
Oh, I
She's a
gotta
good
bring
mom.
those kids,
She's
yeah.
a good mom. I'm gonna
I
feed
got
all
it.
those kids.
Yeah.
You know, she's good to me. I'm gonna feed all those
Yeah,
kids. She
I would-
takes care of my son.
Mhm.
She might be a fucking bitch. You know what I mean? She might have done him dirty. He might have been cheated on. He might have been fucking lied on. All kinds of shit might have happened. He's like, you know what?
Maybe
Fuck
worse
her.
than
I'm
him.
taking care of my kid. Because that's the relationship he has is with his son, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Is he only did this?
Is he supposed to do? But because if he continued to buy the McDonald's, he would have to do that for the rest of the times that he visits the kids. He needs to
Yeah.
set the standard now. It's
Right.
a standard that's set. He can't buy the other kids every time he has to buy his kids clothes, merchandise, food. If you keep buying the other kids, he's setting the standard. Like, even though we're not together, buying your kids something every time. He has to set the standard that hey, that's
No,
not
but like
what's
he
right.
should be able, like he should say like
A little
he.
considerate, but no. But
If
he was considerate enough to be like, hey, come to the car, or I'll take him, and he can eat with me.
You already know he's considerate.
Yeah, he was
By
being
off that,
considerate. Yeah,
based off that.
Yeah, but she wasn't just like, oh yeah.
No, he was chasing clout too, cause like, why'd you get out the car with one hand?
Are you
No, he was
supposed
gonna be
to- yeah.
filmed, or
He didn't
No.
post nothing.
No.
He could have been
If
like,
he
I'm bringing
knew-
my kids to McDonald's.
If he knew that, he should have been like, "Yo, send Demetrius out here, Deontay out here.
Y'all
Like I
stay in
got
the
something for
house.
him." And so the other kids would never fucking know, unless like little Demetrius, Deontay,
let him know.
I got
The mom.
McDonald's, like you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
the mom.
probably remember saying that,
Okay.
but like.
Here's the thing too. We all have grown up in households with
It's
half
not-
siblings. Okay,
Yeah.
me and Roman we're full siblings. We grew up with a half sibling. Paul grew up with a half sibling. You've grown up with a half sibling.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so we gotta put just going back and putting
Disclaimer, I don't
ourselves.
call them my half
But when it
siblings.
comes from the same mom, it feels different.
It does feel different. If it comes from the same mom,
Come from
it
the
does
same mom, you feel different about
No,
it.
yeah, not to
If a
say anything
dad-
about, not to say anything about my dad's kids. 'Cause I love you all just the same.
But I don't think you're as close to them.
Even the ones I just found.
I'm not as close to my dad's.
That's true.
Because when I meet my dad's, I'm like, I'm
we
not
came
as
out of the
close
same
to
womb, right?
Yeah, we came out the
So
same womb.
it's a little
We
bit
got the
different.
same
But
mom.
I'm just saying, put yourself in that perspective, okay? Paul, if your stepdad came to your brother with some food and he's like, "Here you go, son. Here's your food."
Oh,
Paul,
shit.
you do not get any food
He's
today.
appropriating.
It's only for him.
He's
That's how
appropriating his culture.
I was.
I feel messed
I
up.
feel
I
really
feel
bad.
messed up, but I'm used to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's
Because
still
sometimes
messed up,
when
though.
it's messed up,
Yeah,
but
you
hey,
can't control
you
it.
don't,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't deserve nothing.
Just like if my sister's dad, okay, came and he was like,
Yeah.
You just
he was
found.
like, "Yo, hey, I only got Angelina some food. I can't get you guys any food, Holmes."
Why does
Go
he
ahead.
talk like
He's
that?
from California.
But
Hey,
And
that
that was-
honestly happened to me. Like my stepdad brought my brother a nice little
Yeah.
Jeep, yellow nice Jeep, electronic Jeep with
Yeah.
the kids,
Yeah.
and I didn't get nothing. But I don't deserve anything.
But what
It's
was
up to my dad to
But
do
where
it.
was our dads?
That's what I'm saying. Where's
So that's that's the
That's the
point.
that guy.
That's the point. That guy. He was the good dad. Where the fuck are the rest of their dads? Okay.
no, because this is how I feel too. Because we have a half.
Paul didn't get a Jeep.
He said he doesn't deserve. He probably deserved a Jeep.
I probably deserve it, but as a kid, you're like, maybe this ain't my dad, so
If
I
you're
don't deserve
family
that.
and you love each
That's a
other,
tank shit. Maybe I deserve.
if you're family and you love each other, you're gonna share the Jeep, just like you probably share the McDonald's.
Which we
if you love each
probably-
other.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
But
yeah,
you just knew it wasn't for you.
yeah.
It wasn't out of the goodness
Right.
of the heart that it came for both of you, you know? Because
And
if-
think about this too. Yeah. If that guy did get the other kids McDonald's, his son wouldn't feel like, I don't know. It would feel a certain way. Like he'd be like, "Damn, my dad got McDonald's for everybody, not just me." Like I think it makes it more special to your kid if you take care of your kid.
So let's just talk about like 2 years from now, right? They're separated, and 2 years goes by. Is this guy continuously supposed to be taking care of those other kids? I just want to ask you that.
Nope.
No.
I just want to know about that.
Nope.
No.
If they're separate,
They've been separated for 2 years already,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Is this guy continuously? Is his responsibility to take care of
It's
those
not
other
his
3 kids?
responsibility at all. But
Okay.
he shouldn't be obligated.
Homegirl even
So you're
said.
saying out of the kindness of our,
Yeah.
just out of the kindness
if
of
he
his
wanted
heart.
to that day, but he
Homegirl
didn't.
But he
That's
didn't.
fine, that's
said,
fine.
like,
But what
we've
I'm
been-
saying is like with my half sister, like if her dad brought her McDonald's, I wouldn't feel away. But if my dad brought only me McDonald's
You'd
or
feel
me and
away.
Rudy, I'd feel away. I'd be like, Dad, why didn't you get our sister McDonald's? So I would.
He said, "Who is she, son?"
no, but my dad would know. Who,
I'd be eating that shit up.
I couldn't do it.
Because you have a better heart, you have a good heart.
I'm like,
Not everybody has the heart you have.
That's just
So
what it is.
that's what I'm saying. That guy is living off his standard of
Yeah,
living.
exactly. Yeah.
His heart feels like, hey, I'm not responsible for that. I'm
Right,
responsible
right.
for my child.
True.
So, but you may feel a different way. Like I'm responsible for all of them, no matter what. 20 years from now, I'm still responsible. Some guys really feel like that. They feel
That's
like
true.
they got to carry
Bro.
that burden.
Yeah, and I honestly think to some extent, guys that are like that, it's a fucking show. Okay, they're doing that to attract other women to come to them. Like, look how much nice of a guy I am. I'm buying all these kids McDonald's. Have a baby by me, type shit, bro. As a man, okay, if I was in that
McDonald's,
situation,
buy the niggas ruthless.
And those same guys,
then
those same guys will
you might
talk
have
to the
some
dad.
time.
Yeah, if exactly, they won't talk to the
They
fucking
won't
dad.
talk to the dad. They're
Exactly.
doing all that, but
that's
you're not
my
talking to
point.
the dad?
That is my point, bro.
That's
They're
the
trying to
point.
impress the woman, right? They're
But y'all ain't trying to talk to them as a dad.
Simps.
As dads, y'all got kids. As dads, you want to talk to the nigga? Like, do you?
I would, yes.
Would you?
Because
If
that
he
makes
was
the
a man,
communication better.
yeah.
Why are you
So
going
you
through a
guys
woman
what?
to talk to me?
Right.
I need to talk to you man to
Man to man.
and tell you what the fuck my kids
Yeah.
need.
But
and what
no,
the fuck's
because you
going
do
on.
that man to man
Yes.
in a mature fashion.
Yes.
Without being
Yes.
on
Yeah.
some dumb
Some
shit.
people are weak as
Could
fuck.
you?
I
Yes.
could.
Without being on some dumb shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, no
What's the
extra
question?
shit.
Okay, so like you could talk to like another baby dad or something. What?
No, it's
Well,
stepdad.
So,
a stepdad,
the
whatever.
stepdad.
Okay,
But if they
so
can't-
he has a kid
yeah.
with her.
Say like if Lauren
I don't know.
leaves.
I think
No, not.
If
I think
Lauren
emotions
leaves
could get in the way,
Rudy,
but yeah.
right? If Lauren leaves Rudy,
Yeah.
she got a new man. They up in here with these kids. Rudy gone, right?
Yeah.
Can Rudy?
Be petty, yes.
Fight.
Yes, petty as fuck, probably.
I'm a proud man with a
But-
proud heart.
Can Rudy have a a civilized conversation with this
Yes.
man about what.
If he's a man,
It's that man's responsibility to be a man.
If he's a man, if he
But
comes to
you're
me
not expecting that
appropriately.
man to take care of your kids.
No.
Like you just
If
want
he's
to
with
have
the
a.
woman-
If he's with my
He's
kid's
with a
mom,
woman, yeah, hell yeah.
he has to step up
You gotta
to
step
me
up.
as a certain respect.
Exactly.
Because I'm
But are
the
you gonna
fucking
take
man.
that
And
without
vice
the
versa,
machismo?
though. But vice versa, because a lot of people think they're right or they want their respect, but you got to give it too. And sometimes, people just don't.
But I'm the fucking man.
But-
See, that's what I'm saying. That machismo.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
you have
just
to you have to eliminate that. Like you know what I mean?
I
Like
think
you have to
that's-
get rid of
No,
that.
no, no.
With my-
I see what you're saying, but I've already had this situation going on.
Yeah.
I've already
Yeah.
had a woman
Oh,
who's
no.
got married
Okay,
to someone else.
Yeah.
And he's been a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Just communicate with another man about the kids, That's all you have to do. If I marry a woman who has
Yeah.
kids
I'm
from
gonna be
another man, I
yeah.
would never
I
keep them
would
away from
be
that man.
communicative.
Right?
I'll be
I'll be like, I
communicative.
want this man to
Right.
see his kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care about. I'm with you because I love you, but
Yeah.
I want him to have his relationship with his kids.
Right.
If you're a bitch ass nigga, you wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
You want everything to be you.
Yeah.
But
Me,
if the
me.
woman was more like that too, he would just be pleasing the woman to be like more selfish too. If the woman was selfish, I'm not knowing
If the woman is selfish,
if the woman's,
exactly.
He's gonna ride with her.
But a real woman would be
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you
Hopefully,
say.
yeah.
This man is seeing his
He's
kids.
gonna have
Yeah,
a
that's true.
relationship with
A
his
real
mom,
woman
Yeah.
would
Okay.
not listen to any of that.
Right.
So that takes us into like the co-parenting
Yeah.
situation, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so co-parenting. I don't know your experience with it. You ain't doing no co-parenting. You have had to do some semi co-parent, like not semi,
Full
like
on.
full on co-parenting, right? So like with the co-parenting, like what do those conversations look like? Like where like your kids are located one place and like you're traveling different places like for work, your career, your income, like whatever.
So as a man, and that's,
Like, as a
that's
man,
what I'm
like-
trying to tell you. As a man, you take care of the family. So if there's something that
The
separated
families
you,
explain that.
yeah. If there's something that separated you and she's married another man,
Yeah.
that man has to step up and communicate like a grown man.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
hey,
through the woman.
This is what your kids are doing. This is what
Yeah.
we're doing. I want to communicate with you and know when you're going
Right.
to see the kids. Because if I had kids and I was with another woman
Mhm.
and she had kids with another man, I would never want to hinder their relationship.
Yeah.
That's not my responsibility.
Right.
My responsibility is to be taking care of the woman and make sure she's good. By making sure she's good, I make sure the kids are good.
Right.
So
If the
you-
kids are good, they have a relationship with their other parent.
So your mentality is like the adults have to be in sync.
Yes.
Like your
Yeah.
priority is the adult.
yeah.
Right?
But if you're immature, you're
Like
going
you're
to do
not
things
going
like,
to relay shit through the kids.
No.
Like
Right.
your
You should not do
your
And that's what I
your
wanna-
priority is
Yeah.
with your children's
Yeah,
mother
man to man, man
and
to man, woman to
her
woman.
husband or her.
If the woman doesn't want to talk to you because
Right.
of whatever you have run the past, then it's up to that man to now communicate with you about what's going on in the world.
and that's what you expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should.
It's a man.
And then you
But
would-
some guys
As a
aren't-
man.
Yeah, true. But some guys probably aren't good at communication like you guys
So
are.
they're
Because
bitches.
probably not men.
So they're fucking bitches.
You're
Yeah,
laughing,
for real,
but
bro.
it's true.
It's true.
Bitch
They're
ass
bitches.
They're bitch ass niggas.
And
Men
intimidated
communicate. Men communicate. Bitch
Men
ass men
communicate.
can't
That's
communicate.
true, but how many times have like you lost your temper or and you guys went off and like so emotions can run
The
high.
only reason
Then you
lose your
resolve
temper
it.
because there's no communication.
I don't know.
You get angry because there's nothing being said.
Is
So
it
you're like,
As
where am I-
men, you can argue, you can fight, testosterone go out, above the roof, but you can reconciliate after if there's a greater cause.
okay?
Men have been like that for
After the
centuries.
fact, but-
Question: Is that explosion for your baby's mom, or the person, or the additional person?
What do you mean?
So,
I think
like,
it could be both.
is the
Like,
baby's
but-
mom?
To be honest, because
It's like-
I'll be honest. I'll be
No,
So
honest.
that's
not you,
what I'm
but I
saying.
feel like it could be exploded.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, is the baby's mom the one causing the conflict, or is it the additional?
And that's what
partner?
I'm trying to tell you. If you have a man
Because
who's
like
a
if
true
you're
man,
having listen,
he's gonna correct
wait.
the woman and tell her, this is what we need to do for our family. I want this man to see the children and I don't want any conflict. If you're a man, you don't want any conflict. You
Yeah.
want things to continue.
But think of a guy who not just bad at communicating, but like let's say a guy who's like
Just scared?
No, just disrespectful, but he doesn't know it because that's how he was raised. You're gonna take it a certain way and be like, all right, fuck this dude.
Because
Right.
he's a bitch ass nigga, right?
That-
Because he
but-
wasn't raised with the values that
Yeah.
you were raised with.
But I'm
or
just
we were
saying-
raised with.
but
as
with
men.
that, are you going to take that into consideration? Like, okay, this MF ain't me. So like I'm going to let him react in this way,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to be an adult about it. I'm still going to conduct myself the way I need to conduct myself because my children are
Yeah,
involved.
that's the only way to
You
act.
you can't come down
You can't come
to
down. for
like if that person is like insecure or
You can't.
whatever it is, like you can't come down. So like
I don't know.
I feel like we're
No, she's
men.
right. I can't come down to
Like
his
you
level.
can't, like you shouldn't if it's like because
I could have done a lot of
because
things.
at the end of the
For
day,
sure.
right? I don't have kids, but it's about the kids.
Yeah.
It's not about your fucking ego. It's not about this machismo. Like it's not about any of
Not
that,
about
right?
your marriage. It's not about
Like it's not about that.
Right?
Like you need to make sure that person who is in the house with your children when you're not able to is taking care of them. So like you two,
But if
as
they don't
men,
communicate with you, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
you continue to communicate.
That's where you have to throw hands as a man.
No.
See, women don't think like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Women
Why would
don't
you-
think
like,
like
what
that.
does that
If
solve?
there's no communication, then you have to throw hands. That's it.
They
That's
gotta
the only-
communicate.
You have to communicate.
Yeah, that's the thing.
or
Like,
you're gonna fight.
I've never been in a situation because the women I've dated with kids, I've been in relationships that had kids. Their kid's dad wasn't involved, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm fully involved in my kid's life, like with or without their mom, right? I'm fully involved. So I never been through that. Never been through that period where I had to deal with like another man. But if I did, okay, let's say I had a woman.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
thinking
let's
too.
say- let's say I had a woman-
and she had another baby dad, but he was like Mexican and he barely spoke English, but
Right.
his mannerisms was like kind of off or something like
Yeah.
disrespectful or like I don't know.
Unknowingly, like he just like
Or he
didn't
just
know.
was blatant.
Unknowingly, but still, like that's
Okay.
just him.
But so-
it's
yeah.
a bigger problem.
So here's the thing: if I had a woman in my life,
Yeah.
right, that had kids and their father was involved, I would at least want to have a relationship, not even cool or having to be bros or anything like that.
Communicate.
But I would communicate what's going on with their kids' lives, what I'm doing to assist their mom in their kids' lives. That's what a man should do.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Right?
but no, that's if you're the stepdad in the kid's life. But if
Yeah.
you're, let's say she has somebody else and the kids are in their household with that stepdad.
Then I would expect the same thing.
Yeah,
You'd expect
you
communication.
hope and expect, but
if they did, then they're a
reality is-
bitch.
Yeah.
That's a
If
man's
you don't
kid.
communicate,
I'm just saying.
That's my
But you
kid.
can't say like he's being a bitch.
If he didn't communicate with
I
me
mean,
what's
is
going
that
on,
is that the reality of what's happening?
it is
Is
because
he a
I'm
bitch?
okay.
Yeah,
as a
Fine,
man,
but you
I put
have
my
to-
shoes in there. I put
Yeah.
myself in that person's shoes. I'm going to communicate with another man.
Yeah, but
Listen.
you're not keeping the peace.
As you
No, I
guys,
am talking about
as you guys, as the bigger men, right? As the non-bitches,
Yeah.
like you guys have to create an environment where like there's very little room for bitch assness
Yeah.
on their part, right? That's y'all's
But
job.
if they're
So
arguing,
if you're-
You know what?
No, but if y'all stooping down to like what
I
he's
get what
doing,
you're saying.
y'all bitches too.
I get what you're saying, but
No, respectfully.
but if
But how would
okay,
you stoop
if
down?
men aren't men, like if they don't have that mindset to be a man and be like, I'm gonna talk to this man about this, what's going on.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of
it's
men like that.
communication, man.
Yeah, there's not a lot of men
I've
like
already-
that.
yeah, if I've
so I
talked
can't.
to-
So if
I've
they're
talked
not,
to
if they're,
multiple
yeah,
men who've
so
said
if
the
they're coming
same
to me,
thing.
if they're stepping incorrectly, they're coming to they're not giving me my due respect as the father of the children, right? He's a bitch.
You're a bitch. You're
But
looking for
that's what I'm
something else.
saying.
He's a
Like,
bitch.
it's you guys who like it's the non-bitches who have to like make it to
How?
where
How will we make it?
by just not fucking entertaining that shit.
Yeah.
So that
What
means
is
you
this-
Like
ignore
you
it.
can't entertain it.
But that's my point. If you don't
You
entertain
can't
it, you're
ignore
ignoring your
bitchesness.
kids.
You can't ignore bitch assness.
no,
It turns
you
into
can't
bigger
ignore
bitch-assness.
bitch assness on his part. You never ignore your kids.
No, you don't ignore the kids. No,
You
I
never
would
ignore
never
your
ignore
That's what I'm
kids.
trying to
But
tell
you
you.
don't acknowledge.
If the man ain't letting you act as a man,
How is another man not gonna
Yeah.
let you be a man?
because
There's bitch men out
there's
there.
bitch ass men who will say, hey,
But you guys are alpha,
what he
right?
does with that dude, the bitch dude, he shouldn't affect you. He should
Exactly.
control.
He shouldn't
how your
control you at all,
emotions
no.
are.
Exactly.
But it is. But it is.
But it is.
But you guys are saying that
Yeah,
he's
it is.
affecting you. That's what I'm saying. Like you guys are saying
could,
like he
but-
affects you.
Shout out to him, Adam, getting married tomorrow. At the time of filming this podcast, because by the time it comes out, he'll be married.
That's true. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on New Age marriage? And what I wanted to, because I had a anniversary for the marriage, and she's like, "Oh, it doesn't even feel like we're married that long," and which is a good thing, right? Time is relative, right? If something feels long, then it's like drag out.
exactly.
Right.
But if it feels like it,
So when you had your anniversary, she said, "Don't."
Yeah, it don't feel like that
nice.
long. So
That's
that's
exactly
good-
what
that's
you
a good
wanted.
sign,
That's
right?
a very good
Yeah.
sign.
So yeah, what do you guys feel about modern day marriage? And is cheating like if you cheat once in a marriage,
That's
guy
all right.
or girl, is it automatically over?
Okay, that's
Roy
a good
said
question.
you're done for.
That's a good
He's
question.
12.
I'll answer it biblically, and then I'll answer
Lord.
it culturally, right? So
We gotta start with the
biblically,
Bible.
right? There's the only reason to the only reason to divorce is for infidelity, right? That's literally in the Bible. The only reason to
Biblically.
divorce is infidelity.
Right.
So if the person cheats, that's a cause for divorce. Paul, you know this.
So is that why?
Right.
Is that why we believe that? Is because it's traditionally
No, I-
from
but-
the Bible?
okay, here's
or
the
do you
thing.
feel like in your heart of hearts,
I feel like
if you
okay.
married to somebody, you can't forgive them once,
Bro,
or they can't forgive
If
you
you
once.
get married,
It
to someone,
hurts.
that's for me. That's you shouldn't even be
No,
questioning.
you shouldn't be.
I don't
I'm
even
saying,
want to
like,
look. It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard,
Yo,
but this is life.
listen.
This is
Okay,
life.
hey, shout. Yo, I listen to a lot of guys in the
Listen.
manosphere. I talk about this all the time, right? Shout out to King Dre, Lucario, all those guys. Big YouTube channels.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels.
No, not shout out. Rest in peace.
King.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Oh,
So
so you're cool with it?
they say
Dead.
Cool with him.
they say if a woman cheats,
She
it's
said
over.
no.
If a woman cheats, you run and don't look back, right? Okay, I've been there, been cheated on, been having to be forgiveful, right? Am I a bigger man for forgiving that? Maybe to some. To those guys, no.
You're a simp.
I should have been gone, right? I feel like people of any sex make mistakes. Make mistakes, and it's up to the love you have for that person to forgive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, but that's the point though, right? If you're bitter, then you shouldn't be with them. But if you can overcome it and love them,
But
know,
if
have
you-
compassion
if
and
How many people can
If
do
you
that, though?
even had thoughts of
Yeah.
cheating, you shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah. How many people? Okay.
Before the
You're
cheating-
yeah.
smashing an Instagram model,
But before
or
the
a
cheating
celebrity,
occurs-
or a hot
shit.
coworker, or
I disagree because, like,
Whoa.
for me,
Mhm.
we are human. So, like, we're going to think about, like, people are attractive
Yeah,
all
yeah,
around
yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like, so, like, our partners, like, yes, of course, like, we think they're
But we're
the
talking
most...
about marriage, being
Fine,
a union.
even fucking
A
married.
union.
Even fucking...
Right.
A union.
But that, you know,
But like even being married, like you're a fucking human. Like just because okay, Roman's married, but he's never going to not like he's never gonna be like every fucking female I ever see in this lifetime is garbage and
I know,
disgusting
yeah,
and ugly.
yeah, true.
Like you know what I mean? Like that's not
But
an
his
expectation.
obligation is to. He
Of
can
course,
look,
he
he can look, but he can
needs
never.
to make the choice to not act on X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he has to know that he's going to be attracted to other women.
Or my
And-
wife. This is
and
what I
your
was thinking
wife,
too,
yeah.
Because I like recently, and this is not a bad thing, but I trust my wife, right? So I don't even think anything bad. But lately, I've kind of just in my mind like, oh, well, what if she, what if this happened? What
Because
if
you're a human being.
right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think to myself, if she did, like, yeah, if a woman cheats, it is different because if her heart is in another place, then I can't
Yeah.
change that. But if she did something stupid, and then we could work it out or something, I love her. We're married. I'd have to fix it. But what do you guys think?
It's
If she-
hard.
if she- like you said, if she did something stupid,
If she did something stupid,
you'd have to fix it.
Yeah.
I would
Thi-
try to fix it.
Yeah,
because we're
and this is
married.
the thing.
I wouldn't. But if her heart was with another man, I can't fix that.
Yeah, this is the thing, okay? And being the lovely co-host we have here, who's a woman, okay? Women choose. Men have to accept, right? I can only fuck who accepts to fuck me, okay? And I can fuck somebody and still love my woman. It's possible. Done it. Done it. Son, learn this.
I said your son is right here.
Learn this, son. Okay, you can. I can fuck somebody who chooses to fuck me, and I can just still go home, treat my woman like gold. Done
That's
it.
a sociopath.
I could do it.
But listen what you just
But-
said. Some men
Yeah.
will pursue cheating because they treat their women better.
Right.
Because they were like, oh,
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
women,
That's true.
it's more of an emotional thing. If they choose to fuck somebody, it's because they literally have an emotional
they're
connection to
done
that
with
person.
you. They're done with you.
Yeah.
So they're at that moment, because they could come back or whatever, but they're at that moment, they're done with
They
you.
are.
They choose another man. They choose to be accepting another person into their body.
That's where y'all are like
So
crazy
to
arrogant
us,
and
talk to us.
thinking about that. Like you like
us.
a man like if a woman cheats on a man, like she's like emotionally invested. Like she has some type of connection with this. No, we can fucking hit and quit
they
too.
They can. I think the difference is that it's easier for a woman, so
Yeah, we
it's
can.
more respectable if a guy could go through a lot of women, because it's harder because a woman could go through a lot of guys.
Yeah,
And-
at will.
Easy.
Yeah,
At will.
and that's not respectable.
She could
because
be doing
a
monster
woman can just do
stunts.
that. But if she wants
And she's
to,
gonna find
Yeah.
a
that's
man.
okay. But
She
you
can
know
go
what
on the
I mean?
street
So
like,
Yeah, but I
it's harder
can't.
for a guy.
Like a man
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
A man has to be chosen.
But
That's the
that
thing. It
doesn't
goes
mean
back to
that.
that.
Women cannot have no feelings into it.
Women,
Okay.
a man has to be desirable by other
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
to be like, yeah, I'm about to. You know, women, because most people say if you're in a relationship, I still want my man to be desirable by other women.
Yeah.
You don't want a
But
man
don't you
nobody
guys
wants.
want your women
You don't want
to
a
be
woman nobody
desirable?
wants, right? Is that true, or you don't care if anybody desires your woman?
You guys don't want your women to be
Personally,
desirable?
I like the nerd, so I'd be okay as long as I liked it, honestly.
So you don't. Okay.
But that's me.
But you're saying
But I know what you mean. Yeah, that's true. You
Some
want her to be
people-
attractive enough to be attracted to other people too. Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, like so that's what I'm saying. Like if you see somebody like y'all at Lagoon and like niggas are like oogling her, like I don't know.
We're in Utah, so yes.
It's okay, Lagoon.
We didn't have it, Dave and Buster's. Like, if you were somewhere and like your wife is getting
Harassed.
thank you, or attention from other. This is Royce. He
Yeah,
is part of the
attention.
podcast today.
That's in the background.
But he was getting like she was getting attention from other men. Would that make you feel insecure?
No.
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 If,
'Cause I know I
If,
want
if you notice
If-
that she's getting the attention.
No.
if she's
Like,
giving
what's-
me the attention. So
Okay, that's
if
what I'm
she's
saying. Like,
giving
as
the
long as
attention,
she's not
yeah.
reciprocating
Yeah,
their
exactly.
attention,
Yeah.
like, but as long as you, if you see that she's getting the attention, you're just like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as you feel like
should
she's
know your woman.
reciprocating,
You
or
should know
she's
your
like
woman.
smiling back
Yes.
or like
I've
looking
seen
down.
some
That's
hot-
it.
I've seen some hot
That's
girls
why-
actually reciprocate too, but as long as like there's no numbers exchanged or anything like
Right.
shady.
Nothing malicious.
She's not
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
him go past a
Yeah.
past a
And
certain point.
And that has to do
let
with
other girls do that too.
That has to
Oh,
go with
yeah.
your security as
Yeah,
a man too.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable and secure with yourself as a man, you
I'm
wouldn't
not
care.
secure with her flirting back, but some guys are.
Yeah. If, but of course,
Well, I'm
of
saying if
course,
she said something like, laugh,
That's cuckolding.
he'd be secure.
Yeah.
That's cuckolding. Of course,
Oh, shit.
I want my
You wanna
woman
be
to be.
insecure.
I want my woman to be right, attractive enough to get other men's attention. Right, that makes me feel good. But if she's giving the other person attention, then I'm like, well, what the fuck?
Okay,
Because
what
now
about-
you're choosing.
What about vice versa? If girls are flirting with a guy, how would you feel if your guy was getting flirted with? And
Women like
they
that.
love it.
do you
Love
They
it.
love it.
Do
They
you
want
I
their
don't know
man to
if you
be
love it.
attracted.
To me personally, like,
Love it.
yeah,
Okay.
like I want you, like I want a bitch to look at my nigga and be like, oh my god, damn. I'm like, yeah,
What
bitch,
if
since
it-
he's
what if he was
coming.
reciprocating it back then?
If he was,
What do you mean?
He's a
reciprocating
bitch.
it back?
He was
Yeah.
he was entertaining it by like, oh yeah, you know, like this.
You know, I could probably get your number. The
No.
number is where you're pushing.
Yeah.
He can't
But you wouldn't know if
entertain.
it's behind the back or anything.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So-
he can entertain, or she can entertain. He better not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm in I feel like I'm in a not having hiccups. A situation because like I do like males and females, so I'm it's like, oh, like if she's cute, then like let's take her down together. But I don't feel like I'm not insecure about my man being ogled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it ogled?
That's word. That works.
It's
I like it.
that's a
Ogled.
word. It's a word.
Yeah.
He's admired.
By another female, because like I don't want nobody that nobody else like wants to look at.
That's the whole
Like,
point.
you know what I mean?
You don't want nobody that's not attractive to you.
Well,
to
not-
other people too.
Okay.
Okay,
don't want
not
nobody-
attractive to me, but
If
like
a man
What if I like goth women or something like that? And she was
Jesus.
kind of weird, but nobody else liked her. But if I liked it,
That's
I liked
fine.
it, you know
That's
what I
fine.
mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
fine as a man.
in her case, she can't have a
You don't
man
want- yeah.
that's not attractive
Yeah.
to other women.
Paul knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Men, men are cool. Okay,
Yeah, no, I
men are cool with having a woman
Yeah.
nobody else wants.
Give me one.
But women, Get two more. Get no. Beers for everybody. Anyways, so men are there's Coronas in there.
Beers, brother.
And there's those blueberry fucking drinks. Anyways, so men are okay with having a woman that only the man wants. That's like the ultimate, right? That's the dream. If I had a woman that only I saw as fucking attractive and other men didn't see as attractive, I'm like, oh,
That's
I win.
fucking rare.
I win.
That's so
right.
rare.
Yeah.
But women want a man who everyone wants.
Women want
but
status.
they want that man to only want her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They want a man. They want.
Only from one.
Hey, listen. Look.
They want a man that
He's
everyone
right.
wants,
That's good.
but that only wants her.
But listen, if a woman gets the life she wants, if she's looking for a millionaire, right? And she gets that millionaire, she's willing to let that man do what he wants, I think.
Yeah. Or if the guy wasn't even that attractive, he would be more attractive because he's wealthy or, provide and,
Just because of the power, the status, everything he got going on.
Do you think, and this is I'm just thinking randomly, but
You gotta learn, boy.
do you think in like our cultures, like minorities and stuff like that, like that's kind of where we go wrong too? Is like
It's hard.
we don't trust each other enough because like we want to protect like our women and stuff like that. Like 'cause we know we could screw another woman's wife, so somebody could screw our wife or something like that. So that's why we kind of.
You just hit the nail on the head.
You hit the nail on the fucking
People
head.
don't talk about that enough, of how easy it is.
Right.
It's so secretive. Like, when I'll just talk for men out there who've been able to crack another woman and she's married, right? So that makes you think like, oh shit.
Has that been you?
I get married, my wife might
been
get
there.
cracked. You know what I mean? So it makes you think like, what is important in a relationship? What makes you want to commit so hard to another person that I want to make this forever? I don't want to look at another person. I don't want to think about another person. I want to make this life last forever. And when you think about that, it's almost like a tradition.
I don't think it's possible. Okay? To me, I don't think it's possible.
Just to answer real
Anything
quick,
is possible.
to answer his question is what makes you choose that is because you see them more as just a partner. You see them as family because you make a family with them, right? You blend your family, their family. That doesn't matter too much. But if you make children, then you guys are a family now. So it's not just she's my wife or she's my lover. She's now my family. Yeah, she's now like my sister, my brother, my cousin. We're
kinda
in
gross.
this together for life. But you know what I mean? You're extending your family, so that's how you.
Does that really make you family? That's always like literally been a question.
I believe if you
If you
create
have babies
another
with
human
somebody?
being that you have to bring up, that's a family unit right there
You're
immediately.
bonded for life.
For life.
Yeah.
And this is a human being you're raising up.
Bonded, but don't you guys think bonded for life is different than like family? Because like family, like you're choosing to like put the effort into, like you're choosing that, like you know what I mean? Like you have an obligation. You're obligated.
Some family
for
doesn't want to.
Hey.
Some family just chooses not to be associated with each
Going
other.
back-
but they're still family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Going back to Kevin Samuels, okay? Because I recently listened to a podcast he was on.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels. He said, and this was his words,
Are we
right?
quoting him at this point?
Because he's a legend.
He's a genius. Wow.
Legend. So
This is my last episode.
I hope not. Anyways, so he said there's two families that a man has, right?
Said stuff like that.
He said there's a man, the man that is born into a family, right? He's born into a family. He can't choose that family. But the most important family a man has is the family he creates, is what Kevin Samuels said. And that's with, women or with other men.
Yeah.
Because if you develop a brotherhood with somebody outside of your blood, he said those people are real family.
Yeah.
Because you've developed the bond of family ties to them. And then with the women that are in your life, if you have kids or whatever, those are your family too. So he kind of explained that. Yeah. And I kind of agreed with it. Because like your second family is closer sometimes. Because you can't choose your blood.
Yeah.
You're born into the family you have, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who don't like the family they're born into. Or those people didn't accept them, right? But there's people that they bring into their family that
Like
accept
a wife.
them. Yeah. A wife, a friend.
Friends too, like.
Friends. Those are your second family.
But you know what
and
I
those are
noticed
important.
lately? Most of my friends don't even know my parents
Yeah.
but they're just close to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
And I'm
means. I don't know
opposite.
what that means,
But yeah, that's true. But they can love you, and you know you're a culmination of what your experiences and your family. But yeah, don't you think that people should? Nobody's gonna fully know somebody 100%, but they should know your family and they should know your backgrounds and stuff like that. Do you feel like they should be deeper though?
And that's what I think. You know,
Yeah.
my problem in relationships, I'm just gonna let you know, like, I have problems communicating emotionally.
Yeah.
So I don't let people know how I feel or how I'm feeling. I like to keep everything inside and let it out, you know? But if you're truly a family, you have to express your emotions and your needs to another person.
Yeah.
If you feel sad, if you feel like they're not giving you enough love in your life, or if you feel like there's not enough communication, you have to communicate that and let them know, like, hey, I don't feel like I'm getting enough from you. And so that really becomes family right there. You know, because you have a significant other. I don't think you would ever go home if you didn't feel comfortable with something your wife is doing. If you keep it inside yourself, it's gonna make that thing get worse and worse until it builds up inside of you. You know? So if I have someone I'm with, I want them to communicate every last bit to me.
So
I don't want no secrets.
with that being said, going back to scripture, right? It said that when a man leaves his family, right? When a man leaves his parents,
Yeah.
when a man leaves his parents, he goes and joins with one woman, and they become one flesh. They become one family. He leaves the old behind to create a new. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it should work.
Yeah, there's too many men out there that still hold on to their parents, right? Especially their mamas. Coming from a minority background, we're all
Love mama.
mostly we're mostly
Your mom.
the thing is about minorities, we're mostly raised by single women,
Yeah.
which is sad, but we have that like tie to our mother, and it doesn't allow us to move forward with our significant others
Okay.
when we
That's
should.
fucking deep.
We should create a new life with our
I think that's
significant
only
others.
for boys and their mothers.
It is. That's
Y'all
what I'm
have
saying,
a
yeah.
weird ass. Okay. Y'all have a weird ass connection with your mothers.
Well, if a woman doesn't have a consistent man, I'm not saying that not every woman does, but if a woman doesn't have a consistent man, the someone like us that's what our womanly mindset's going to be, you know, about your mom is going to be your mom and dad. So you learn everything from her. So you
Yep.
become essentially a mama's boy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But you learn those emotions from your mom
Yeah.
too.
But you
And I
have to
explained that
get
before.
over that at some point. Like, and I don't think a lot
But
of
it's-
y'all do.
No, because nobody goes outside of what they know, right? They only know what they know. They don't know what they don't know. I say it all the time. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
and
you
a
don't know
man-
what you don't know. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like,
But
y'all
me-
have to understand, like, there, like, at a certain point in your life, there's a separation between your love for your mother and like your love for your partner.
Yeah.
Like you gotta.
And I think like
yeah,
But I don't feel like
what she just said is
fathers-
deep.
I don't
What she
feel
just-
like mothers and sons
Can
like
I just
have
stop
that.
you right there?
Yeah, for
because
sure.
most relationships, right, the wife will be like, do you love your mother more than you love me?
Yeah.
You know, that's almost a conflict. Who are you gonna put above each other? Your wife or your mom?
Yeah, but
Your
it's a
wife or your
different
mom?
love.
My mom is everything to. That's my mom. Without my mom, I'm nothing. And then a wife would expect you. You better choose me over your mom.
Right.
So what does that really say
Yeah.
to you?
And with I don't know with maybe with guys, do you think it's more time? Like I know my mom for my whole life. You know,
Yes.
she's done. I'm in debt to her because what
You're
she's done for
indebted.
me. Right.
That's the woman.
And then the
in your life.
woman you just met a few years and you
Met her
married
10 years,
to,
you probably met
right,
her, yeah.
right.
10
But
years, yeah, 20.
you have a future together, but still like. How could she not see the relationship with the mother?
But your mom,
have to.
your wife's gonna outlive your mom, and your wife is your mother of your kids, so they're gonna be the mom to your children.
Your wife should hopefully outlive your mother, but
Okay, but what are we
like I
saying?
feel like,
Say.
but what I'm saying is like you should feel like at some point
Go.
that your significant other.
Lo, she wants a chair.
Not that she like trumps your mother, but she kind of just like steps in. And then like at some point like you shouldn't discount what your mom did to make you the men that you guys are, because I feel like as a mother that's their duty.
A mom has
They
unconditional
chose,
love.
right?
She's gonna love you no
They
matter what
chose to
mistake
do
you
that.
make.
But the wife.
Well, a
is that
wife's gonna love you,
unconditional? I
it's
feel
not
like
The wife's not
The wife's not. Let's be
It
serious.
Yeah,
probably
it's not.
isn't, because there's
Come on,
divorce,
man.
there's all these
Nah.
things.
You can
But
do
it
whatever, your
doesn't-
mom's gonna love
But
you.
it doesn't matter. Like you're choosing, like if you're choosing to put a ring on that woman's finger, no.
Am I putting the ring on the woman?
If
or
you're
on
putting,
I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ, or on the lips. But no, like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're putting the ring on that woman's finger, you're saying like I'm trusting you
Yes, I
to
trust you.
take,
Yeah.
not even take my mother's place, but to be what I need you to be. And then of course your mom's gonna be there as a backup, but like y'all as men need to be able to relinquish your mothers in a way.
I think that's what moms want, really.
Until you need them again.
That's
Did
what
you-
moms
okay.
really
and
want.
and moms want their sons to find a woman who's going
they
to
really
take
do.
care of them.
They really
I
do.
And
respect that.
moms like Loki, they want y'all to fucking go away because
Yeah.
like especially
I
sons,
believe it.
like y'all a lot, and you're just like, please,
But I've been
son,
away from my
find
mom a lot, and I can realize she wants me
Yeah,
around.
but going into this, did you guys ever do this in high school in like English? I think it was English class, but where you read Love and War, the book, right? Of Love and War. Did you guys ever read that? I had to read it in class, and they talked about the book of of Love and War might not be the right title, but something like that. It talks about the man who goes to war, meets a woman, right? And then how do they come full circle, right? Can they care for one another like their parents cared for one another, basically? And the circle comes down to this. Half of the circle is the woman taking care of the man. Half of the circle is the man taking care of the woman. They become one whole, right? But it has to be them too. You can't have it divided in a pie. You can't have the woman, either with the mother in there, or the parents in there, or anything like that, or even the kids. Like that's the thing. People who have kids, even single parents, especially single mothers, they make their kids their whole lives, right? You can't do that. Because if you do that, the kids grow up, they have their own lives, then where are you left? You're left empty, void.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody that's fulfilling you, right? So you have to be, the full circle is a person, and this goes for my, same-sex marriage brothers and sisters out there. A person, not a man and a woman, but a person who can fulfill your circle, make you full, make you whole. You care for them as much as they care for you, right? You can't have anything in the middle of that, even a parent. That's been a tough thing for a lot of men with single mothers.
Yes.
Is because they
I
have
agree,
the
man.
mom there.
And the mom wants to be so involved.
But you have to get rid of that. You have to have your woman.
So true.
But also the woman that you bring
But you're
into your
saying that's
life.
y'all's
So right,
responsibility
you're so right,
to
man.
make that, to
You're so
create
right.
that boundary.
Yes,
You're so right,
you got to
man.
create that boundary.
You're right. That's
but
the
also
truth.
the woman has to be able to take on
You're
some
right.
of that boundary. They don't have to be your mom. They don't.
Yeah,
You're not
right.
marrying a woman to become your mom, right?
The woman
But-
has to be strong enough in herself to take that
To
responsibility.
take the responsibility of taking care of that other half of you that you can't fulfill.
That's
Just like
true,
you're
man.
taking care of that
That's
half
so
that they have to
fucking right,
fulfill.
man. You're so right.
Do you feel like that's really a partner's role to like fulfill like your to make up for your not shortcomings?
lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
me personally, I don't. Like I feel like at this point, like after like everything that I've dealt with, I want a whole person. I don't want to have to like pick up somebody's slack
No, I'm
or
not saying pick up somebody,
fill in
but you
somebody's
just know somebody.
gaps.
You know somebody.
If they got you, you got them.
If you're
Yeah.
there for somebody,
No,
that's
nobody's
that's what the poll is
perfect. Of course not. But don't like. I feel like
If
sometimes
you're in a
we as
relationship, you should
partners.
improve that person, right?
I know, but I feel like sometimes like we as partners put like that pressure on each other to like fulfill me, like cover, like make up for where I'm lacking
You shouldn't
here.
ever
Or
have to take
That's
care of
not-
if you're doing too much, they're doing too little. Maybe there too.
Well, yeah, like there's never like a complete balance, but you should never feel like your partner is the person who should fill in that gap for you. All of your gaps
Yeah,
should
okay.
be filled.
You
And
should be
like
all
that's
yourself.
like you should be yourself,
Both parties should be comfortable with who they are and
who
just
they
go
are.
forward comfortably.
But and I feel like that's where a lot of relationships fail. They're like, so like when I hear people say stuff like, "That's my other half," or like, "They complete me," I don't necessarily resonate with that because I don't want to. I don't want to be your other half. I don't want to be the person who completes you. Like I want you to be able to
a whole
complete
person.
Well,
yourself.
not you completing them, but what if they do complete you? As in, say you have high energy. I know you said you only have high energy at certain times and you need to rest and recharge.
Yeah. So the she said the energy she gives out, she has to get back sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's most human beings, but I don't want to be like your main source or like your even your secondary source of happiness. Like I just want to be a person here who can just be like like I just want us to be together Like, I don't want the expectation of like you need to fill this gap and
No,
like you need to fill this void.
Yeah. But I
like,
think naturally it probably
I can
like
feel that.
it's all puzzles too. So naturally, without even trying, it just happens. Like you don't remember things, but they remember it for you. Or you don't like to do this, but they do. Or they give you energy, and you don't need to feed off them.
That's sometimes what a relationship
Yeah.
is. Sometimes a person needs that person to build them up.
Yeah.
So do you
Some
guys?
people want to take that role on. Like
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
women I meet, they're like, I want to fix this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to make
fix
him
his shit.
better.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you guys feel like in a relationship, like you guys like need to pick up like where that like do you guys feel like opposites attract? Because I've learned like just like on a collegiate level, I'm not saying that's fucking right because that's all a scam, but on a collegiate level, like opposites don't attract. Like you should have the same morals, values, like the same trajectory. So like if I'm over here, like if I'm an atheist and then like you're a religious person, that's not gonna fucking work. So like what I learned through, because it was like a marriage is an interpersonal relationship, and it basically said that like opposites don't attract. Like you guys have to have a mutual understanding, and then it also said that on top of that it said that you guys can't have. Yeah, basically opposites don't attract. You can't have conflicting.
I think short term it attracts, like say
heavy.
the
Yeah.
good girl wants the bad boy,
Heavy.
and it goes fast and it goes high, but it fizzles out and comes down faster too. So yeah, if you have someone similar, and that's why people marry like in their high school or in the same background, same kind of neighborhood or city, because they know what it's like to live in that city and come up with they just know you because they're themselves the reflection.
And that's why they say
Yeah.
why they say those statements, black love.
Yeah.
People have a problem with
Yeah.
that, but
No, it's
when
true.
you're with a black woman, you're like, I know what you go through.
Right, right.
I know, you know what I go through, and we
Right.
don't have to talk about it.
Right.
So
Exactly.
when a black man
Yeah.
gets with a white woman, it's
Yeah.
like, are you gonna know how to raise
Yeah.
my child if you have a child?
Yeah,
black child?
do you
Right.
know the
You
struggle?
Yeah, do you know what I'm
Right.
going through?
Right.
So I can understand why people are like, black love, that's
Right.
important because you have to continue that cultural and what's going on. White women probably won't even know what to do with their daughter's hair. Probably
Yeah.
didn't go to school, and that's so important. It's so important, but people just are like, love is love.
Yeah.
But they don't look at the socio-economic factors of what happened when
This is true.
Yeah.
you mix.
And
That's-
so the
Black people are trying
I was
to
gonna
build
say.
up, and that's the main thing about black people is we're trying to build our own culture up to a point where, and that's why I made the white woman statement earlier.
But we're
Because
not.
a white woman
black
would
women
never
are,
marry
black men
down from a family that she's already established with. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
if a white woman comes from an
when you're
established
saying
family,
established, yeah. But
she's not gonna marry down.
If they're attracted, they can. Anybody can do anything if they're
If you're attracted, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah. It will be
conflicting
conflicting,
interests.
but that's
Like
still
you're not gonna
happening.
have a happy marriage.
Yeah. But I think that's why in media or like movies, you have like the white guy with the black girl.
Yeah,
like,
and you got
know,
black
they
guy
get-
with the
or
mixed
they're
girl
getting
or a
more
Spanish
comfortable
girl or a
with,
white girl.
If they're mixed, but more lighter, and then
Yeah.
because black people are the original people, right? So
Yep.
they're everywhere. They're in Brazil. They're in
Everywhere.
everywhere,
All
right?
different
All
shades
over
of
the
color.
continent.
But yeah, every
Everywhere.
continent,
Throughout
right?
the world, you can find black people.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can't find white people throughout the
And-
world.
but
right?
yeah, and that's why like I'm light skinned because the
Yeah.
Spaniards came over,
Right.
and yeah, they
You're a product of rape. I'm just kidding.
they impose right their genetic
Yeah,
identity. So
exactly.
they want lighter and lighter, and
No.
that's what media pushes too. Even if you have a black mother, they still want lighter and lighter.
They want lighter.
And to
That's why you see the shows with the
Yeah.
white
Yeah.
mother and the
Yeah.
white daughter,
This is
and
my
you'll see
point.
the
Yeah.
dark dad.
Or,
They're like,
or the
what?
black guy is gay now.
Right.
Or,
They're making
or
him gay,
goes,
right.
be more feminine too. And this goes back to like ancient teachings where it's like the two diamonds, or the diamond up is it's called the blade. That's the masculine. That's cutting things down or imposing your will. The down diamond is the chalice, the woman that takes in things.
That's the uterus. Is a
Yeah, that's
downward
why they have
diamond.
the
Yeah,
symbols,
and that's the
yeah.
female side. That's the
Yeah, exactly.
And also with the brain, the left brain is more intelligent, or it's more intellectual, logical, rational. That's like, let's say that's white people, right? They're more.
Literally. Yeah.
Let's just
No,
say
let's just say it.
for the sake of argument.
This is
For the sake of argument,
Not
yeah.
saying- but I'm saying like this is how divide and conquer works. It's like that side is they only care about that type of stuff. But the right side of the brain is more creative, more emotional, more in tune with their feelings. like let's say minorities and stuff, because we're
Yeah.
raised with
Right.
single mothers and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
we move off emotion, and if we see something that affects us or hurts us, or we'll lash out and speak up against it or something,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I think that's where the divide and conquer happens. But I don't even know what my question is. But like, yeah, do you guys know the Willie Lynch letters and stuff like that? Like, have you guys ever
Yeah,
either read it or heard
yeah.
it?
I've
Like,
heard it. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of things they treat like minority black people as like horses. So
Yeah.
Chattel.
you don't want the male and the female to be together at all. So it's like planned, right? Wouldn't you
Yeah.
say it's planned?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what the thing is, people look at this whole society like, oh, this is what happens, but literally 40 years ago, 50 years ago, black people were denied from getting into colleges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
exactly.
starts the socio-economical downfall of a whole race.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't go to college, so you're not going to find a better job.
Right.
And this is millions of people, millions of
Exactly.
families and population. So when people talk about these groups of people in different communities, like, with liquor stores, it's all one big project.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
So
Well,
you
it- it
understand
doesn't
why
like
now
hundreds of
that like
years.
Roe versus Wade is like it's an abortion issue. It's a women's rights issue, but it's also like shit. Like, what else is going to be
Right.
overturned? Like, right? Like, that's how I look at it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we don't even have we can't even decide to give birth. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We have no choice at this point in most
And
states.
that
Like, you know
comes
what I
back to
mean?
the vaccine
So,
thing.
like-
most people were they tried to force people to get the vaccine, but they're forcing women, to not have that choice. So it's like it's a pick and choose thing. Most people were like, I don't want to take the vaccine, but they're like, you better take the vaccine or you're gonna lose your job.
Yeah, that's true.
And now,
They're taking
can't
they're asserting their control back.
Mhm.
Like
Do you
we're
feel this
like it's
vaccine
like we're literally
could
going
possibly,
backwards.
Be like where you're sterile and you can't have more kids, so that's
I mean, that's a conspiracy theory, right? But I don't know. Like,
Wouldn't
you know
say
what?
that-
I don't see why. Okay, I get it. Like from the globalist
Yeah,
perspective.
not just saying the
no,
vaccine,
but
but
I know
in general.
anything. But like, so
Everything.
the globalist perspective, right? If people subscribe to that, the globalist way of life is that you want to limit the population so that you're in control, right? I don't think that's happening. Okay, if people couldn't produce, the whole world would be affected, even the 1%. Okay, if nobody can produce, that's why Roe v. Wade was overturned. They want more people to produce, but they also do want more white women to produce,
white.
and that's why they're driving a culture of light-skinned people. Okay, think about this: more advertised black men are with light-skinned girls. They're with white women, right? Kanye and the Kardashians. Okay, even Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce's a light-skinned woman. Okay, Jay-Z, boom, they're putting them on the forefront. Okay, you don't see dark skin. They don't want that.
Yeah.
They want the culture to drive forward to light skin.
Right.
Okay, this is why, in my mind, I think the black woman should be protected. Okay, because only the black woman can pass on black. A white African American man can have a kid with a white woman, have a light skinned kid. Okay. And the light-skinned kid is going to produce light-skinned kids. That's how genealogy works. So if you look at genealogy, and which is crazy because the ancients knew this without any genealogy tests. Like when I took my genealogy test through 23andMe, I was surprised because a man can only pass on his dad's gene. He can't pass on his mom's gene. Okay? He can't. So if you have white women having kids who are black, and even if they're male, that half white kid can't pass on his dad's black genes. He passes on his mom's white genes. Okay? It's a genealogical fact. So my daughter she's passing on African American genes. She's passing on her African genes. Okay? That's why she's important. Black women are important. Because if a black woman has a black woman, that black woman is passing on black genes. But if a black woman has a mixed child, he's passing on his dad's genes. But they don't want that. That's why they advertise black men with light-skinned women, and Latinos are half European, half Native American.
Yeah.
Mostly white though, mostly Spanish.
Spanish, yeah, Spanish.
So if you have a kid with a Latin woman, that child's mostly Spanish. They're passing on mostly Southern European genes.
But if that child's to go back to their black roots, they can bring it back.
Oh, of course,
If they
yeah.
decide to have a black, yeah.
So think about
But it's
our
very
daughters,
rare.
right? Because our daughters are mixed.
Yeah, they can
Look at
totally dilute it.
look
They can
at
dilute it
what's
if they
being
wanna.
pushed on them, right? What's being pushed on them is
What's
light
being
skinned
pushed
men are
on
attractive. Drake, fucking light skinned men in general. That's what's attractive.
Y'all think
Pete Davidson, MGK. That's what's gonna be
He
pushed
said
on them.
Pete Davidson.
That's what's gonna be pushed on them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's what's attractive.
Pete Davidson.
That's what's gonna be pushed on them. Jack Harlow.
I disagree.
And all those guys are being pushed on
I
them.
disagree.
Black girls don't like.
No. Today my daughter did like a black.
No, listen.
No, black girls don't like white guys that look like that.
No. And
Okay.
black women are looking for, I'm sorry, like we're looking for chocolate black men.
I hope so.
At this point.
Let's say girls though, the ones coming up.
Yeah.
Because like
Not women in
Gen Z
Texas.
is like, oh, that's good.
Black women in Texas
Yeah.
want light-skinned black men for some reason. People in
Bro,
different
yeah.
people in different areas really feel
You are not light skinned.
You're not light skinned.
You're
like
not light
You're
skinned.
good.
most black people I talk to. They be like, "Oh, I want light skin." I'm like,
Yeah.
skin doesn't matter.
Did you watch
They're
that
not.
podcast I sent to you?
Yeah, I
From
did.
Thought Provoking.
Yeah.
Thought Provoking
Provoking
podcast.
podcast.
But the
Yeah.
dark-
They love the light skinned men. He was saying,
they're actually
I never got more
using
attention than when I went to the
like
South.
That's crazy
supercomputers
to me.
because it can handle heat and stuff. I know it sounds weird, but something like that. So
Yeah, a lot of
there's
stuff
something
has
to
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in hospitals, you know, like when you put the little indicator on your finger, that's meant for a white fever.
Like a lot of
It's not meant to have the black, rate of black blood pressure.
Wow.
So everything in the hospitals are meant for white people, to be honest.
It's true. I was even telling Sade this. Okay. There was a video going around. I shared it to Sade and to Lo, where this woman standing up gives birth to a baby. Right?
Okay.
She's standing up and just gives birth to him. Her. I don't know if it was him or her. Right? But did you know that's the way humans should be having babies? Is standing up, squatting. Women should be squatting to have babies. The only reason why we lay down now, women lay down to have babies, is because it benefits white women because they don't have big hips, so they can push the baby out without having hemorrhages. But women with wide hips, if they're laying down and pushing a baby out, it causes hemorrhages. Black women have bigger hips naturally. They didn't consider that because before 1965,
Yeah.
it was like, who gives a fuck if the black woman has a baby or not? We're totally taking care of white women, right?
And that's what they did during slavery. They would test black women procedures, like, all the gynecology stuff that was gruesome.
Yeah.
They would try it out on black slaves first.
Yeah.
And then once they know they got the procedure right, now we can.
I believe this.
Now we can bring white people.
And what I've heard too, that they cannibalize slaves too. So not
What?
only did they kill them,
Yeah.
they cooked them too.
Yeah, nobody hears about that.
Yeah. What
the
they,
fuck?
They made shoes out of black
I know
people.
that.
They made the shoelaces out of black people.
His teeth.
Oh my God.
Not his.
Exactly, the teeth. Yes.
I thought there would.
She's
No,
right.
there's-
No,
George Washington's
they're
teeth?
slave
Okay.
teeth.
Yeah, there's news, but
And the
I
shoes
believe
too.
it. I
The
believe
leather
it.
shoes they used to wear was made out of black skin,
Wow.
which
yeah,
is
I
wild.
just barely learned that like the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
shook. My niece.
I learned about the teeth thing too, so I know that's true.
I was just like, what the hell? Like, how did you get that?
And families would take portraits, literally portraits of a family of white families with hanging black person on a tree.
Yeah,
and they would
lynching.
send it as postcards.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Like this is not too long ago. So like,
Bro,
this is
not too long
white
ago.
people. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's
Yeah.
just
You know what
Yeah.
the thing is? So I heard somebody say
Sometimes
recently.
you gotta just not think about it.
Bro, I heard somebody say recently. It was in result of this whole Roe v. Wade thing, right? Oh, it was actually Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp said this.
No, that's Shannon.
He said, "Never in the history of this nation, or really the world,
History of niggerdom.
He can say it, guys.
but in the history of this nation or the world, really, has a white man ever been told no?"
This tonight or tomorrow?
Right? White men have always had the privilege of doing whatever they wanted to. The amendments were made for them, right? The Congression and all that stuff, the Constitution was made for them. They were never told no. Black people were told no for ages. right? Even before this country, they were enslaved. They were seen as savages and things like
I thought
that.
you were about to say sodomized.
Oh God, I hope not.
You got 5% battery.
But and to an extent, Native Americans like us, right? To an extent, when the white man
And
came
not
over.
all black people, like, look, people all think black people are slaves that came over in a ship.
No, they were here.
Half of black
They
people
were
are
here.
Native Americans.
Bro, look at the Olmecs. Okay,
like, not everybody came from slave ships.
Bro,
Yeah.
look at Southern Mexico.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
slave.
Look at
I'm
Southern
gonna
Mexico.
say
You are.
Look at Southern Mexico, right? Southern Mexico.
Reparations, you might not. I don't know.
I probably will.
Southern
My mom's
Mexico is
directly connected.
literally half the distance that Northern America is from Africa.
Southern Mexico.
Southern Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And the Olmec temples, the Olmec statues, they have black faces.
Exactly.
They were here first.
Same thing with Buddha.
Yeah,
Buddha
they were
has a
here.
black nose. Like
But the white man- but
Asian
the-
That's what
Buddha.
I'm saying. Like every race derived from black.
Yes.
Right.
They try to.
Yeah.
That's the
Absolutely.
thing. Why are they trying to delete our history so much? And that makes you
How
think
do we
that's
like
probably
make
why.
people understand that? Because I told it like in the last podcast. I don't know if you watched it, but a kid in my class, we did the ancestry. He found out he was like 3% black. He lost his whole fucking shit. He left the class. He probably quit
Are you
school.
serious?
Yeah, he was like
You
mortified.
should have started rapping.
Sorry.
Just
He's
start
a
taking
bee
it back.
rabbit.
Me and Roman are like 12%, so.
That's great. Like that's a high percentage.
That's a high ass.
It's a high ass percentage. But okay, so it's
In closing, we're gonna die battery, not just because I want to. But
I know.
Understand.
no, he didn't charge it on purpose.
No.
We've been talking for 2 hours.
No,
I know.
but
So, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's uncomfortable, but you should really hear the audio version of the Willie Lynch letter. That's how they came up with lynching from that name. And even the audio reader, he's just like a reader, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just horrible. Like it's horrible for him to even say this stuff. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird.
And okay, that's what we were talking about last time too, right? Like they just barely passed. Jesus Christ. The Emmett Till anti-lynching bill.
That's
Oh, yeah,
wild.
barely.
And like
How are you
we're
barely
still
looking
like
at
we're still having black men fucking hung from trees and like I don't know how the fuck he
Right.
got there. He strung himself up there. Like he's just like, all right, just. I mean, it's
The
not
Caroline Bryant lady who accused Emmett Till of whistling at her in the store.
Yeah.
She said she
And
did
she's
it.
still alive.
She's
said-
still
Still
alive.
alive. She's
And
lied,
she said
and she's not in
she
prison.
lied. Yeah, and she's
but
not in
they're
prison.
trying to prosecute other things. It's like prosecute that.
Yeah.
You know?
But what are you gonna do to a fucking 80-year-old white lady at this point?
They're like, you can have Juneteenth.
Put her ass in jail.
Put her ass in jail.
Okay, so she lives for like 3 more years in prison.
That's
And
why
I'm not, like,
suffer.
I ain't mad at it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't mad at it. But okay, so I'm just
R.
saying. So next time, I don't know who's gonna be here next time, but I have an idea of a lightning round,
Okay.
like a this or a that. Like we don't have to necessarily drink,
You'll be here next week.
but drink champs is like a motivation. Like
Yeah.
I have like
Yeah,
a
just
list
watched
of
the Alicia
questions.
Keys one, and it was pretty good.
Okay.
Oh my god, that was like revolutionary. Alicia Keys'
Just
drink
smoked a blunt.
champs
I love Alicia
episode. Did you watch it,
I
Rome?
didn't see it.
You need to as a producer, okay? So just so you know what's going on.
I'm just fine.
It's great.
Alright.
No, but I have questions that I want to ask you
Okay.
guys as man, like this or that. Like it's gonna be like rapid fires.
Okay.
Like
I like it.
that's what like, and then you can ask our listeners like what they think about it or like what questions like they want to ask. So we only have 5% battery left, y'all.
Probably two.
So maybe 3% at this point.
It says, I mean, it's on the charger. It says 5, but I just don't want to
Okay.
and not save it. But
All right. So in closing, this was a lot today. This was a good one.
Do the closing.
Okay. So in
let me
closing.
stop and save it, and then we just keep going.
No,
Okay.
let her
Okay,
close.
go ahead.
Okay, so in closing, we want you to follow us on our social media. So I am at Dizzle_love on Instagram.
At numero 1 Rootster. Numero uno Rootster.
Where you at?
I'm at VP Warren.
Okay, and then
VP Warren.
VP Warren. And then on TikTok, I'm at
Oh, shit.
Sharday88_88 on TikTok. That could be wrong. But we want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. And just watch our videos. Like, we're just trying to, like, talk about our relevant events. Like, we want you guys' feedback. Like, next episode, we're like wanting to talk about or address what you guys have DM'd us so far as topics. So we want to get into that. Like, there's so much that we can do here. So, and Mia wants to be a part of it as well. So just hit us up on DM, and then Rich at Heart Podcast on Instagram as well.
And YouTube.
And that you can comment and subscribe there.
Spotify.
And Spotify, yes. And these are all Rudy's kids.
Yep.
And look, he's bringing back the high top. Like, he is not culturally appropriating. He's black, so he can wear this.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, rate, comment, subscribe.
Also play football.
Comment. Okay, that's great.
Cool.
Hit us all up and let us know what you guys want to see next.
You got
Thank you.
Bro,